p.m. locally, 4 Eastern Time, and other timings across the world. Tune into our radio services, Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5. We can also be reached on social media through Facebook or YouTube on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV Live. Locally tune in to Super TV Channel 10. Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, setting Liberia's agenda for national growth. When the ordinary Liberians, home and abroad, are seeking a platform to make a clarion call to their leaders for a hygienic, political, social, and economical landscape in the motherland, there is one platform that is authentic they always count on. Spoon Talk, the beacon of hope, the fountain of authentic information for this dispensation and dispensations to come. Join the team of panelists Mondays through Saturdays, 8 p.m. locally, 4 Eastern Time, and other timings across the world. Tune into our radio services, Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5. We can also be reached on social media through Facebook or YouTube on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV Live. Locally tune in to Super TV Channel 10. Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, setting Liberia's agenda. Liberia's agenda for national growth.
Yes, a special one from the CEOs, Dan with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South of Man. Charges on the beat. To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Morovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You provide them out, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat get my crazy like my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon.
Okay. Good evening, Dr. Richardson.
Hi, good day. How you doing?
What's making you to laugh?
I'm just reading a friend of mine and her son. That's what I'm laughing at. He said he wasn't feeling well, and I hope you don't mind me talking, Eva. I'm talking about Isaac. He said he wasn't feeling well. He went to the kitchen and he made one bowl of cereal and then small dry rice. Then he finished eating it. He went to his mom and said, I think I'm feeling better. My appetite coming back. Begin 10-year-old. So his mom said that he's supposed to tell him that his appetite coming back. Okay. Yeah. So how you doing, James? I just laughing here with the post. How you doing?
Well, everything is okay. We managing.
Thank God. We thank God. So next week coming up, because I'm trying to think next week I got the Thursday off for Thanksgiving. We consider it just eating holiday in the United States, 4 days of eating. That all we're doing, just eating instead of Thanksgiving.
Wow.
But so Thursday we eat, Friday we eat, Saturday we eat, Sunday we eat, then Monday we go because it's like a big for some of us it's a 4 day holiday, and so everybody just cook. In my own family, Ibrahim, my husband comes. I come from a small family, but Ibrahim comes to him. I had 13, 14 children, I think. Those days, in like Purple had large family.
Yeah, maybe she was from the chiefdom.
Yeah, she was a
Yeah.
queen.
Yeah.
And so all the children I had children, and the children having children. So that our house got our whole compound, our whole village.
That plenty family.
Yeah, the family go. It's all like my mom had a big family, so we used to say the family can go inside, outside. Well, our family were inside, outside. Everybody can be inside, outside. So they put out a menu for the holiday. That was that's so easy. So everybody got to pick. They made a whole menu that how big the family is. So anything you can imagine: your chicken, pepper geyser, chicken, fufu and soup, everything. So I took the fufu and soup, and I took goat soup and fufu, and then I took the chicken wings, and then the geyser. So I'm doing the Saturday fufu and soup. So before that time, everybody else. So everybody just take out on a menu. So the day I went to a goat farm to go get a goat.
Wow. How much was that there?
About 150 for one goat.
Big size?
I start 150. If you want a big one, the guy to us, we didn't get the biggest one. It goes from 150 to 400. Yeah, so the goat was
African goat.
Yeah, goat meat. They smoke it, everything for you. So the guy, so you can get, if you get a medium size one, a small one, something like that. So some people are there. The reason why I know it's a 400 because people who are ahead of me, they got a whole goat and they pay $400.
Wow.
Yeah, they bring it and hang it out right in front of each other. I don't know. Back in the day, I was just telling my husband, I went to the place this morning. It reminded me back in the days in Liberia, so I had a meat shop and go there. They just hang out all the meat hanging up by the calf, they hanging it up in the store, and they will get how we used to buy our meat. And they hang out a whole goat, they bring it out in front of you. Yeah. So that's also eating. So people like, who watching our weight, we eat some kind of thing, yeah, my dear.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah. So that I gotta just watch my weight down. I'll drink soup. So how everything else? Where the rest of the team? Who are with us?
I'm coming 1 minute. Continue. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll just introduce our call. Yeah. So I would like to just welcome all of you guys who are here joining us today. Today is going to be another fascinated edition of Spoon. We're going to have conversations about what's going on in Liberia. Just want to ask you to join us and participate in the comment section. We don't take it for granted that you could have been doing multiple things today, but you decided to be here with us to discuss issues concerning Liberia. So I'm just going to just welcome you to the show. Doesn't matter where I start. I'm just calling names and in no particular order. So I'd like to welcome James Tarnu. Thank you, James, for joining us today. I also like to welcome Emmanuel Pay. He's watching from Nigeria, Lagos. I'd like to welcome Valerie Sweetie Sheriff. She's also watching us today. Ambrose Opa Kalon, I believe, watching us as well. I see Stanton has joined us. Stanton, you want to welcome some people? How you doing today?
You are muted.
Yeah, I'm doing good. That's what Richardson, but I don't want to welcome anybody, man. I'm tired.
I know, right?
I just playing. I'd like to welcome Follow. Leon Robert Washington, Vera Wallace, Francis Weir, J. Lincoln Saki Sr., Wilson Pay, Facebook user. We need to know who Facebook user is. Everybody have Facebook user.
I know,
Mohammed
right?
Sonair, Joe Williams, Honorable George Watkins Jr., Sam McLean, Boy, Elijah Say, Yvonne Iyo, Philip Bala. Yeah, Philip, I'm tired, bro. It's been a long working day. Andrew Kunuki, Otis Weir, Webster Nee, Let's welcome everybody. Dr. Richardson, everyone watching Spoon. Share this thing. I want you guys, each and every one of you, should hit one of the emoji. You know, maybe the smiling one, the love one, the thumbs up. Just hit one. You know, let's just pause. We want to hear from you. Again, Yeke Koloba will be with us. Again, Eugene Fagan will be with us. Today is Legis Census Day 2. And it will shock you. I'm going to call someone today while we at home, you know, trying to take it easy, that you're Richardson. You know, the census should be only for 10 days.
Yeah, the 22nd.
When people say, well, it lasted the 15th of January, I went back to look. It's only for 10 days.
The 22nd November, I believe.
And we have eaten 2 days out. Tomorrow, 3 days will be out. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Who lying to the president, man? We tired begging for the government, man. Come on. James, is that you? Emmanuel Zaza. Emmanuel, listen, Bobby Nathaniel, Robert Va, Patricia Morris. The census is only for 10 days. That's why on the first day, they try to get more people because it's only for 10 days. Hey, Dr. Richardson, help me out on this one.
I don't know if I can help you out. See, you know how I feel about it. I'm not happy about it. Let me just put it this way.
Well, I know you're not happy, but this one big old.
It is big, you know, and there's no excuse for it. There's no, you know, it hurts me because it's our country we're talking about, right? I won't care if it was, you know, somewhere else, but it is our country we're talking about. And it makes people like us look bad because every day we got to represent like, by the time I open my mouth, you know, sometimes people get be like, where you from? Sometimes I got to say Liberia. Oh, you know, Liberia, then I got to be explaining. It just hurts. It hurts. And Liberians are so smart. We are competent, but why can't we tell a little thing?
But Dr. Richardson,
yeah.
Listen, for only 10 days, James. Day number 1 was 11. It's done. It's gone.
Yeah.
Day number 2 is today. It's almost gone in Liberia.
Maybe there'll be extension.
Where?
In Liberia.
Who do the extension?
Maybe the government.
Is it about extension? Is it about, you know, lack of logistics? Is it about incompetent?
That is.
Is it about just firing all those damn people there for over there?
That is.
What is it about? Listen, as much as we try to talk to Liberia and say,
That's what
I remind you about, Chiefs.
Okay, let's see. Let's try to bring Nelson in. I think they are okay.
Yeah, but bring Nelson in. I worry about Nelson. Nelson probably he got to come in. Let's see him again. But that's the Richardson though. Let's see how to my hair though. It's seriously, you know, come on, guys. Come on, Liberia. Oh Lord.
Instead of like bring people that really can try. You know, the people are willing to do this, comply. They say stay home. They said don't go to your hustle. They didn't go to their hustle. They said once my knocking.
And we begged them, Dr. Richardson. We begged them.
Yeah, y'all did.
We begged them and said, please stay home. Give the government. But today, it will not be begging. Nelson, anybody pass by your house today, Nelson, because you're in Liberia? Anybody pass around today, sir?
Not at all. Not at all.
Anybody pass to the station? Anybody went there and asked Emmanuel, where your wife and your children? Is this where you live? Anybody ask Miss Titi, Miss Pat, Nelson Colette, Rufus?
Wow, see what the men have to see. We can't even see the men anyway in the community. That's the problem.
So are we operating on ghost enumerators?
That joke, that fun.
We will have to enumerate the enumerators.
We are operating on ghost enumerator because if the Bennett had to see, then who's doing the census? Welcome, Liberia. We got something for you today. This blame is on the government. I think the government should, man. I think it's about time that President Weah Just fire them people, man. What was going on? You know, today I visited my mom today, right? Dr. Richardson. And when I went over to my mom's place, my sister was cooking, right? And when I look in the pot, I saw one pot get okra sauce and the other one get potato green. I go, yeah, guess which one I took?
Tonight, we're feeling the man potato green. Y'all get ready.
One pot of okra sauce, I look at it, was smelling so nice. I said, nah. Oh, okay. When I opened the other one with potato green with cat skin and dry fish and beef feet, I said, okay, I read it now. Yeah. I mean, fried potato green.
I kind of food.
I look on my left, I look on my right, I see my wife. I look on my right, my sister was saying that I went in the pot and did all the meat and something. Put it in my bowl, I enjoy it good. So it's time for us to do this show.
I'll just a potato green.
No, the potato green part, the potato green good. You see, I finished my water, only small remain. Are we on this latest thing? And the people that people talking about, are they just ghosts? I mean, it's shocking. Enough is enough, folks. We can do all the talking on the show. But the guys that in the government need to understand. Hey, man. Hey, that guy that coming on, Yeke Koluba coming on, Fragon coming on. We're going to have a wonderful show. Today, Ben Senvi, daughter celebrating birthday. Maybe he will be off. St. Thomas and George is at a funeral. You know, we wish the family well. Dr. Peabody, you know, he's very, very busy today. For the past 3 days, we have not heard from Mariah. We wish her well. Likewise, Mo Ali. But who can come? If Jesus Christ said, everybody, come on. He that wouldn't let he come. So we got the representative Yeke Koluba from district number 10. We have the former deputy minister Eugene Lamin Fagon coming on. Kev Hassan will be on. I have a couple of questions for Kev Hassan. And you know what today? We're going to call Alex Williams, the deputy director at Legis. I'm going to call him today. I will call him today that he can tell the Liberian people what's actually happening at Legis. Yeah, you're going to call him, Claude Johnson. We're going to open the phone line. Yo, call him. We want to see what are the government scan, the Liberian people with a thing they call numerators. We want to see what is a scam. You know, we want to see what else you allow somebody to leave their hustle. And hey, man, Facebook, you say anybody want to be on the show, you come on the show today. Today is about Liberia. Today, but listen, James, put this link on. We'll bring that in one at a time. Put the link on. I care. Listen, you know what? The guy that the politician on the show, they not yet. That the Peabody, Ben Senvi, St. Thomas and George. We'll do our freestyle today. So you want to put a link? Put a link up.
Yeah,
the link is up, folks. Just go on your YouTube, on your Facebook, link in. We'll take you one at a time and ask you whether that's the link there, whether Legis people came to your house. And I want you to talk to the government today. Speak to the government. Because something is happening. What I learned today that Legis, Yeke Koluba, welcome to the show, my brother. Let me bring in the former Deputy Minister of Information, Eugene Lane Nagbe. You know what? James, leave me alone. Let me put him back up and bring him back in. They may give me hard time today, so let me call you Eugene, the lobster eater. They may give me too much hard time today. So now I will say, okay, let me bring in the former Deputy Minister, Eugene.
You know, now the same thing I'm talking about is Southeastern business, the Southeastern company. You talk about Sando Kante, your Kante Sando, then now you want put me in the Southeastern thing. I'm from the Western cluster.
No problem. The
My
Western
name is
culture,
Bayang Betuma. I don't eat
the
lobster.
Western culture decide to take the iron ore and pass it through Douala. They finish eating at 500 million. No problem. Talk about Western cluster.
No,
They make
no,
it
They have
happen.
money about the iron ore they not eat, and they say they're representing
my
the
brother,
people.
they smell the Une Kota road we have.
Yeah, and they say putting
No,
iron
wait,
ore.
wait. Send your crew. Let them drive on the road.
My man, I get that thing on the cover by way. Let's talk about legends today. You'll be on the show. You going anywhere? We're talking about Western
I'm
cluster.
going somewhere because right now, look at the way you make Kev lay. Anytime you see Kev, I will tell you something today. And I'm a little
Well,
brother.
stop it there, brother.
Anytime you see Kev calling his mother this, that means he not mute his mouth. They calling him, telling him all kind of things.
Oh,
Anytime
man.
you see him like this, anytime today y'all see Kev do like this, just tell him Kev to your hand from your mouth.
But I will say this to you, Eugene, to be frank with you, man.
Uh-huh.
I'm shocked today. I was a little laid back yesterday and try to encourage the folks and say, you know what, give the government some time. Let's talk on the issue. But to my amazement, I went back and I read that letter. The letter from UNFPA. Whether it's signed or not, let's agree. They give the government the time to say, yes, this thing is good. Let's look at the date on this letter, folks.
22nd.
No, November 11.
As of 11 November 2022. Let's now understand how long this thing's supposed to be. Time frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth paragraph. The partners led by the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, are providing technical and financial support to the Liberia Institute of Statistics and Geoinformation Services, the agency of the Liberian government with the authority to conduct census taken to ensure the census house listing and enumeration is completed within the time frame. This is the big one. Within the time frame, Liberians, listen to this one, of 22 of November 2022, as announced by the president. Now, what is the time frame?
From the 11th to the 22nd.
Correct.
Brother, thank you. 11 to the 22nd of November 2022. The 11 was yesterday. Something is not right. Something just don't smell right. If you join the Spoon Talk for the first time, we share our link with you. Log in, say your piece, and get out. This is about Legends Day 2. Yesterday was the 11. If you do your math, I don't know if I know math right. You can call it back. From the 11th to the 22nd, how many days? Somebody please help me.
You got
11,
literally
12,
9 days.
1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13,
11
14,
days.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now 12 days.
Yeah.
12 days. So as per the partners, Honorable Yaka Koluba, they whole census thing, they saw the kind, because you know why the people do that? And I'm going to call Alex on the show tonight. The people are doing that because they say they don't want somebody to born over die and they mace them. They don't want somebody to die, the huge population passing, and they mace that group. They don't want people to travel huge volume outside of the country or coming back in the country. They said that 12 days time frame. That's what President George Manneh, we had declared. He made a proclamation to say the 11. So Liberia, understand now, we agree, it's for 12 days. Yesterday, they weren't gone. Today, day 2 gone. How many days we got left? Tomorrow, Sunday.
10 days. Yeah.
What you say when people going to church? And they got to wash their people's feet?
Yeah. So tomorrow.
Gone.
Yeah.
Dr. Richardson come in. We're going to go to Kev Hassan, Yeke Koluba, and the Honorable Eugene Nangbe to have a wonderful show.
My man, call me
Eugene Falcon.
Eugene Falcon.
Eugene Fagon. My man, they made
Yeah,
Eugene Nangbe. The new other part of the
My man can't smoking, not eating lobster. He can't smoking.
Yeah, Fagon can't smoking, you're right.
Yeah,
May
they
not
don't
eat
eat
lobster. But let me say this to you all, guys. It's very important. Say 11 days, say 12 days. But the countdown is on. I will say this to you, and I will say this to you seriously. This is no joke. It's a complete failure, and we have to discuss it. Dr. Richardson, Honorable Yeka Koluba, Eugene Fagon, Kev Hassan, let's have a wonderful show. If you want to participate, go on the link. James has shared the link with you. Come in for your 30 seconds, say your piece on censor, and you get out. Dr. Richardson, let's start with you, your intro.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a good show. I'm looking forward to calling all of the people, the leadership at Lichess that are responsible for not abiding to the census rule, not knowing the implication of the census, not knowing that when we count our people in our country correctly, that there are consequences. We'll know where we're supposed to put hospitals, where we're supposed to put schools, where we're supposed to, develop redistricting. We should know all of that. Those people are the ones who are failing the Liberian people, not the Liberian people themselves. So I'm looking forward for us calling them out. I'm so happy that you called Alex in today so that he can tell us more what is going on in Lichess today. It is a sad thing for me, for Liberia.
Thank you very much. Let's go to our brother, the representative, district number 10, the Honorable Yeka Koluba. Yeka is on the phone. Former Minister, Deputy Minister Eugene Fagon, can you talk?
I'm here. I'm here.
Go ahead. Give us your intro, sir.
I'm here. Okay. Let me say hi to everybody here tonight. Dr. Richardson, the doctor that Ben Sanvi trying to encourage to join the CDC gradually. And I'm watching her with Eagle Eye. Stanton, I said to the Lebronpo on Thursday that this censor will not hold when I was going up to session. And I said to the Lebronpo yesterday that even up to Monday, there will be no censor. And people take it for joke. People take it for joke, Stanton. But as you go in, I will tell you people why the people that are supposed to make the thing to move are not serious set of people. And I will convince the Liberian people that they are not serious set of people.
Thank you very much, Honorable Koluba. Deputy Minister Fagon.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you and let me extend my greetings to all of you on the panel, specifically today, the lady of my choice who was brilliant yesterday, Dr. Francine. Look at the way she looking at me. Like, if you tell her that you got to join ANC. No, I just got to praise you. They're good.
Thank you.
And to my own little brother, Kev Hassan, who yesterday, for some reason, said they counted. Then later on, he came by and said, no, the depot are dividing the horses. I said, okay. Brother, yeah, he in the same team. So, let me be. But anyway, having put the joke aside a little bit, the paragraph you read, if you had just gone below it to the next paragraph, you will see that you have your topic for tonight. And it says the international...
Hold on 1 minute, let me pull it up. Hold on 1 minute, brother. Hold on 1 minute, let me pull it up.
The next paragraph, right below there.
Go ahead, talk to us.
It says the international partner. I'm sure it would have said, there's a lot of errors in it, but it says the international partner support is aimed, that means why they're doing it. It's aimed at ensuring that the 2022 national population and housing census is of high quality and upholds the international principles and standards. Yeah, day one gone. We ain't got 1%. Day 2, that today we not see chicken. Day 3 tomorrow, everybody going to church. Day 4 Monday, everybody going to work. If their financial support and technical support was aimed at ensuring that indeed it meets a high quality
international standard.
Yes. Then, my brother, then I sitting, we were talking, you say you're very Yeke. Yeke told you yesterday, and say we're not happy. But the people that we know, they will be vexed. So we need to calm them down. All of us need to get involved. And that's why I propose that the president call on his citizens, regardless of their political, religious, or whatever affiliation, to join hands so that we can rejuvenate the enthusiasm and the motivation behind the census and be able to forge ahead as a nation. If we don't do that, forget about ANC, whatever C, I don't care. If we don't do that, will we be able to meet the international standards? Will we have that high quality?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Fagon. And what is the international standard? We're gonna talk about the international standard. And so when you tell Liberian people international standard, let's do some comparison with other countries. Let me bring in Kev Hassan. Ahmed.
How you guys doing?
Thank you.
Today will be another great show. But my intro is, yesterday I witnessed something that in the history of senatorial election, I've not seen that before. To see the Honorable Natal McGill in Magidi. So powerful, very powerful. I've never seen that in my lifetime for senatorial election. And today, you know, to see such a powerful man in Magidi shows that the people of Magidi, the mothers and the young people.
But Kev, that's not our topic, though. We're coming to the Magidi topic. That's not our topic, Kev.
That's my intro.
Kev, let's stick to the topic, please. Listen, we got Magidi in there. We would no. Let's be fair tonight. We will talk about Magidi. But intro is for you to talk about this lectures. If you don't have anything to say, we'll move on, brother. Don't give us the Magidi conversation.
That's my intro.
Okay, thank you very much. But when we ask you on the topic, don't talk about McGill. Because then you will not give the full story about McGill. We got an entire story on McGill, please. Let us stick to this thing. It's important. We got old man Zizu. Old man Zizu is here. I'll bring you on for 30 seconds. He will say his piece, then we'll do our round. Old man Zizu, welcome. Welcome to the Spoon Talk. Your take on this latest census. Where are you first? Where are you joining us from?
Thank you very much. I'm joining you from Douala.
What did he say?
He said for Douala.
Joining us from Douala.
Yeah, Douala District 16.
Talk to us. Census. Folks came knocking on your door?
No, there has been no numerator so far today. But here in Douala, what I observed is that most of the numerator, they were sending their mobile money, so they were like moving around collecting their fees, but there have been nobody going around counting people so far in Douala.
Thank you, Oman. We appreciate you. Just follow the show. We can bring you in again another time. And if you have any information, feel free to join us. But we want to say thank you for giving us your 30 seconds tonight. We appreciate you, Oman Zizo. Thank you. So, guys, let's talk about this thing. The first thing Dr. Rich is saying. Let's talk about Legis. Where do you think the failure of Legis lies? Where?
Organization and planning and timeline. So when you have such a big project like this is not a small project. This is almost like the heartbeat of Liberia. Knowing exactly how many people in the country, knowing what we need to do in terms of policies, knowing how we need to redirect our budget. This is not a small job. This is very, very, very close to, the existence of Liberia. Now, we take people who, as according to their own Alex, I want to go by what Alex said. Alex said they are incompetent. They have no knowledge of how to do this job. Or let's take away even anybody who have a knowledge about doing this job. When you talk about mapping out people, you want to have some kind of logistical planning, some kind of meeting with the people, talking to them about where to go. We saw that this did not happen. And so now we have our situation where we didn't even pay our enumerators. How can you ask people to go do a job then you don't want to pay them? So two things. They didn't pay them. They didn't map the country out. They didn't go and do a preliminary testing of the homes and the people. And they didn't do an awareness of Liberians. So that's what organization and planning. That's all I think about this.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Thank you, Honorable Cordoba. Where the failure lies? Because listen, say what you want to say. Yesterday was a mess. Nobody knocked on door. Today, day number 2, 0. Nobody knocked on door. What do you think the failure of this whole latest census something? And we're talking about the international standard when we get to Deputy Minister Fagon. Talk to us. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Richardson said it right. You need to have people to plan, but do you have the competent people to do the planning? Do you have people that are trusted? Do you have people that got interest? Let's take, for example, today, there should have been enough work done today. How? CDC had a program today. They should have carried the numerators there to say, look, your camp, we get a government, we want to start the process. The number of people who have been counted. Let's take, for example, like Kev said, Margate Hall people in Mangibi County. They should have carried numerator there today so the people can be counted. You said the process can be done, but we do not have interest. We got interest in what we want to achieve, not what the country will achieve. As long as we got interest in what we want to achieve, the country will not achieve anything. So the problem is the people that are there, are they trusted? Can you trust them before they start doing the planning? You need to get trusted profiles. No people have filled already. No people to that place. All the people there, with the exception of 1 or 2 persons, they have filled the system already. So you can keep those same people there. As you keep those people there, nobody will take them serious. You think the international community don't know that the people are corrupt? They are aware. That's what they sit and watching. Because the people are investing and they don't see progress going on. So what can they do?
Oh, so if you follow the same line, Dr. Richardson and Representative Cordoba just followed, Minister Fagon, the failure of legis, census, date number 2, nothing happening, 0. Talk to librarians tonight as to where the actual, and we understand is the team that some people need to go, but the bigger picture, I want you to come and speak about the bigger picture now. Liberia is bleeding heavily now.
Well, I think the bigger picture here is that the failure came first from the international community and partners. I'm not going to lay the blame squarely on them, but if you look at the paragraph after that, they know exactly the importance of the census. It affects the world. It's a universal thing before it comes down to the country. That is why sometimes you will hear them say the region, sub-Saharan Africa, with about this amount of people will be affected. These people, women and children, they're looking at the data, they're looking at the statistics before they speak out. So here we are sitting, they are in the country, they're following events, and they come to find out that there's a whistleblower from within the government, point 1. There's a second whistleblower from within the partners themselves, which you played on your stuff, right? Then on top of it, the Senate calls these people and they find out that these people are not prepared. Not only are they ill prepared, they are criminals. Then the LACC, which is the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission, indict these people as criminals. And still, the international community sat down and said, okay, everybody says you guys are not correct. You guys, everybody finish with you. But you know what? Go ahead. And so you literally sold us to them. Okay, you gave them the technical support, you gave them the financial support. Did you not know that they were alleged criminals? Did you not know that it is alleged that these people are corrupt? What form of MME did you put into place? What form of management, monitoring, and evaluation did you put into place to ensure that the census was conducted in time and with quality to reflect international standards? Nothing. Now, what do you expect from them? Exactly what we've been looking at. Let's come to the government part. What role did the government play in it? The government herself, answer different people. The government herself, through the Senate and through the institution of government responsible to track and deal with corruption, said these people are not correct. But what did the government do? Let's move on. The government herself ignored all the warning signs. So at the end of the day...
No, I will interrupt you, Fagon. What were some of the warning signs, before I go to Kev? That's why I'm coming to, what were some of the warning signs that the government ignored? Talk to just, give us some.
One, the time expected for the census was not taken into consideration. It dragged on, and the government did not investigate to find out why was this census dragging on.
All right.
Two, a whistleblower hinted the government, if you want to know why we are failing, this is why. We are buying a generator, O1, for $30,000. When the whistleblower spoke, the representatives of the people, the legislature, called legis. The legislature is a part of government, a whole branch. And they found out that something was not correct. What did they do? Nothing. Second time. The LSCC said these people are alleged criminals and they need to be prosecuted. What did the government do? Nothing. The enumerators 2 weeks ago said no money, no work. What did the government do? Nothing. How much more do you want to see? What other warning signs did you want? On the first day of the census, which is supposed to get you 50%, nothing happened. On the second day, nothing happened. On the third day, nothing will happen. What other warning signs before everyone goes to the ministerial complex and carve out a new plan and a new strategy to make sure it happens? What are you waiting for?
We're going to hold you there. Kev Hassan, he laid out almost six incidents that this government should have capitalized on and improve and get folks ready for census. 6. Your take, Kev.
He was in government. He knew better than I do. So at this moment, the census, there's a work behind the scene, and I'm sure the census will go on. That's my take to it. So Pago is the best man to speak on it. He was in government. I was not there.
Can you give us any update? Since you said they are working behind the scene, can you tell us anything that they are doing to ensure that there will be census tomorrow? Folks will be up on the street tomorrow, and this thing within the next 11 days, this thing will be fine. Can you help us?
I know they had some high-level meeting with the partners then today. So they're working there, and they're discussing with the partners. So I know they have some high-level meeting with the partners today.
If you say high-level meetings with partners, who are the partners involved? What were the content of the meetings? You tell me the meeting to be a high-level meeting, though. But what are the outlines? Can you share something with us to ensure Liberian tonight that yes, these guys are working?
Well, I'm not the spokesman for Legis, so they will answer that. But I can just tell you they had a meeting. That's all. That's how far I can go.
All right, folks, we're going to get you involved. Just bear with us. This is very serious. Day number 2. No enumerators knocking on the door. Dr. Richardson, another information coming up. And again, I will tell you all, we are making contact with Alex. He will join us by way of the phone. Information coming up that every day, those guys go to Legis compound. They are cooking. They are eating. And the enumerators are out there. They are not eating. It's true. They got people going there to cook for them. And another thing about this gadgets that store all the information, Eugene, that when you plug in Eugene L. Fagon, your information comes up immediately. Like when you go to motor vehicle, okay? The whereabouts of that equipment or that gadget is just nobody know where it's at, number 1. And it's not functioning because nobody on the street to pass this information on. So Dr. Richardson, you spoke about that failure. Fagon went in deep about the reason why we think that this thing is just a mess. Is there any way forward? You think that the people of Liberia will be deceived continuously?
You know, what a real leader would do right now, that leader will dismiss everyone in leadership at Legis. If this leader is very serious, what that does is it sends a message to the people of Liberia and says, and tell them, we are serious. Trust me, this is a serious international matter. We are no longer going to take you guys for granted, where we'll tell you guys to stay home and nobody shows up. That's what a real leader will do. And yesterday we talked about we gave them a couple of great ideas. This real leader, like a president, and all of the leadership at Legis, we'll stand up the new leadership I'm talking about. We'll go to certain areas and they will take pictures and tell Liberians we mean business. This is very important. This is important for your health. This is important for your education. This is important for the road that we need to build in the future. They will explain things, outline. But given the government that we have, the leadership that we have, we are not saying that's happening. In fact, nobody's talking to the people. Have anyone said anything to our people yet? Everybody just lingering. They're wondering what's happened. And the more they do this creates distrust. So to answer the question, Stanton, a real leader will fire everybody at Legis right now. Bring in new leadership. They got competent people. Bring in new leadership and tell Liberian people, I mean business. This collection of our population is very serious. And here we are, we can move forward.
So, thank you. Honorable Kolubai, Dr. Richardson is talking about, are you done, ma'am? Are you done? Okay. Dr. Richardson is talking about that real leadership, though. Before we get to the real leadership, why you think, and I want Minister Fagon, please pause on this for a minute after you, okay? Why up to now, President Weah have not replaced those folks at Legis that putting this government down in the greatest disgrace, the history of this government? Why?
Stanton, that is not in the DNA of I'm coming in, right?
Yes, sir.
That's not in the DNA of Ambassador Weah. Ambassador Weah will not sack anybody from Legis. The only time he will do that when somebody gossip about him, when he hear it, he will take action. But when it comes to the issues, don't waste your time, Stanton. Ambassador Weah will not do nothing. It's not in his DNA. He feel within himself everything the people doing is right. People sitting home, you declare holiday, the people sat down home, and nobody going there. And Stanton, you're forgetting to know that the money that is sending to the poor mobile money, that when they want to do the test, that the money, and the people are saying they will have to put half of the money, apart from the money they send in, before they go to do anything in the fee. That is why I say, even up to Tuesday, the censor will not be here. They'll be very, very frank with you. I'm on the ground, I'm talking to people. Even up to Tuesday, censors will not be here. Because the people say it took them 1 month to get the 25 or 30 dollars now that they're sending to them. It took them 1 month. So the money are coming. Now when they credited from people, they have to pay debt with it. Still, I went to Burma yesterday, I have to get the poor money. I never expected what I saw. I have to take money from my pocket to give it to them. Because they said to people who, when they put cook and give them food to eat. And the people have been praying for this. This is $30. It shall be, I think, $50 or something. The money they send to the mobile money, they're going to take that and demand that what will be paid for. Because they say it shall be $50 from $50 came to $30, and now they carry it to $5 per day. That's what they are saying. So no trust. The trust is lacking. People are not being motivated to do what they want to do. And Stanton, they think will not work. We shouldn't waste our time. They think it will not work. No, certain people will eat the money, even though those gadgets you're talking about, they're not even ready. They're not charged. They are not being tested. I think they need internet to do it, to work with it. They don't know where it is. They don't even know how to use it. Because when
let me hold you right there. Let me hold you right there. Minister Fagon, even the internet, if to say it, then those things need internet. But you heard the question, man. You serve under this administration. You know exactly how the president operates to some extent. Minister Eugene L. Fagon, help us tonight. Is this the George Manawia we know? Why is he still keeping those folks there? You outlined 6 indicators. The long-term person where should have taken action. What are you doing? Who's the big elephant in this room now? Why are they still there, man? LeBron going to bed tonight, no census, day number 2. Tomorrow they're going to church. People will not even open the door. Monday morning, people going back to work. Oh, man, can we just agree this is such a failure? But go ahead, talk to me. Talk to me, Minister Fagon.
As a nationalist, it is not over until it's over. I'm not a pessimist. I am an optimist. And let me say, I beg to differ a little bit with Dr. Francine. When you are in the middle, my dear brother, you got to either swim or you drown. That's the 2 options you have. And if I was with the president, I wouldn't ask him to fire them because they know everything right now and we're in the middle. But, my brother, when you have the beam up there and you don't want to break it down, you support it. The president needs to come up with a census management team right now to help the guys, because the guys are done. You and I can agree with that. Yeah, can we agree? They are done. You need a census management team from all sectors that you can find, opposition, whatever, bring them in right now. The guys are done. Secondly, you say, is this the George we are you know? I'm afraid I don't know him like the way I knew him before. And I have the picture to prove. And that's because over the last couple of years, he has morphed into something different. The George we I know was full of smiles, full of laughter, love everyone, care for everyone, would take off his shirt off his back. But the George we I see today is like a guy that is taking certain group of people over the other. That was not the guy. The guy loved his country, so anybody that mess with his country, you mess with him. It's not the guy I see today. The guy wanted the best for everybody, but today somebody are taking the best and he's just watching. And today, he was a strong man, but I don't know why. This was a striker. They told him that, hey, you're too weak to play on Barrow team. Allow me to share something with you without interruption. You're too weak to play on Barrow team. They took the jersey off his back. He did not give up. They told him, look, you can't even run 10 miles. He ended up being the best striker in Africa. They told him, you will never go to Europe. He went there, you saw what he did. Hey, he was always a determined person to make it happen. But is he determined to make it happen in politics? I'm not sure. You talk about the gadgets, and let me correct something. Most of the enumerators have received $51.50. We saw all the text messages. And yes, Yeke was right. I spoke to some of them. You know what they said? They said, Fagon, almost 1 month before we get it one, we get at least half of our money. So when they decide not to pay us,
you talking about the pay, the salary now?
Yes.
Okay.
Then they will go out to do the money. So when the people decide not to pay them, they will just seize the gadget and sell it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's what you told me yesterday. Thank you.
Hold on. Fagon, hold on now. Hold on.
Brother.
Hold on, Fagon. Fagon, hold on. They are saying to Liberians, and the numerators are saying, we don't trust you guys.
Yes.
It took you forever to give our certain fees.
Yes.
You're not giving our certain fee in peanut grumpy money. So therefore, you will pay half of our salary.
Yes.
When you pay that salary, if you don't pay the rest, the gadgets will be told from Ghana.
Yeah,
the
we
people
loan
will
it.
say,
We loan it.
the one that we loan, the one that we pay money for. Those guys are saying they will seize it and they will seize a report in it.
Well, the report, if they get the data in time on the internet, the report will be sent to headquarters in real time.
But yet they say you have some backlog because of how it works.
It's a computer.
Yes, it's computer. You don't
And
need.
if I
Oh
go
yeah, I will not
less-
give you my social security number. I will not give you my home address. But once I input those information in the Geiger, you already have it. I've shared my personal information with you. But go ahead, continue.
But they won't put it there. But on the last 2 days now, the last 2 days I get my borrow money. I get all the information instead of
I will reserve that one.
I will hold it. I say if I get my money, I won't send it.
Wow.
So the other thing here is this: we've heard from them specifically that if they don't get their money, even the ones with the gadgets right now, they are saying that they will not return the gadget until they get paid their salary. Meaning, if the people decide to say, okay, we don't want you again, bring the gadget, they will not return it. So the government is between a rock and a hard place. That's why I said the president should move to appoint a census management team, put it in place to work alongside the crop of protectees, I usually call them, that are there right now. And as far as the money is concerned, is what I told you. So where we are, we said yesterday, all of us should help, right?
Correct.
Stanton, it's hard to help somebody if they don't want the help. All of the ideas we put forth, what did you see today? And all of what we're discussing, what do you think will happen tomorrow, Sunday? Why is it no one is getting in front to talk to the Liberian people? Where's the information minister? Where's the deputy for press and public affairs? Where is the latest PR officer? Why is nobody talking? What the people supposed to know? Everybody home today, tomorrow, nobody saying anything?
We're going to church.
Why is it no one is talking? No one is
Let
telling
me,
the people
let
anything.
me hold you there. I'm going to hold you there because you said something, and I think somebody sent me a text to ask you this question. Then we'll go to Kev Hassan. You are swimming. You're not in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
You either continue or you drown.
Or you drown.
Your advice to legis and the government. You're asking them to continue. But continue with the same people.
That's why I asked for a census management team. Meaning they're coming out to manage, monitor, and evaluate.
But I will hold you right there, though. Don't maybe you wasn't following us the last few days. When we have Senator was on the show, they brought in someone from the University of Liberia. No, you asked him for census management team. That's what Richard said on the show.
You can't tell me about one.
But brother, let's have a good conversation.
Okay.
Senator say your father minister, the chair on legis, say we brought in somebody to manage this thing. But here's the issue, though. How can you manage the folks that continue to corrupt the system and they are there serving as acting director general and acting deputy director general? What the hell the gentleman coming there for? He's just a freaking, he's just a figurehead.
No, that's why I said a management team, okay, is a team that will come specifically to oversee the operation of legis right now. Because the guys there have been deemed incompetent. They've been deemed corrupt.
But my question to you, are you still keeping them? But you want somebody to take the position away?
You got to keep them?
Why?
Because they know where the door key is. They know how many gadgets out there.
I'll disagree with you on this one. But again, I would tell you, say, I would just, I mean, that's your opinion. I like the fact that you called him for a management team. No, I like the fact that you call him for management team. But you get other good people out there that were cast away. They are out there, they can help. They get folks that work in this system that are willing to help, but you don't want to keep those same rogues and criminals. You don't want to keep them. Because you have tried, you kept them before. When they bought a 30,000 generator that was 105,000, you kept them before, right? When they lied to you and says everything was okay to do census, and it wasn't. You kept them before. When the Sierra Leone man said these people are criminal and they're stealing the money, you kept them before. When they withdraw into their own private account, they said pay to self. And yet still, you want us to keep them. But Kev Hassan, man, talk to us, my brother. I'm sorry. Mariah, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. How you doing?
Good. Kev, talk to us, please.
You know, well, if people want to hold gadgets because of certain things, which we know that people are receiving pay, there's a lot coming. There are a lot coming through their phone from EcoBank. They are receiving, you know. So I think things are on track for them to get the pay. So I don't think some gadget will be seized, will be taken away, and all that. I don't think we will reach to that level. So the census will go on. It will go on. I would concede we have some technical issues, some other issues. Yeah, but the census will go on. It will go on. You know, in history, you know, the start of Michael Khalif, they had the same kind of all these kind of issues, you know. It's not an easy thing, but the census will go on. That's all I can say. It will go on. You know, if anybody can remember during the matter and Salif time, there was a lot of thing. I know. I want to say. Yeah. I think Mariah was growing by that time. I think she would say something. I think no, I wanted to say she was too young, but 2000, you know, and I think she was around, so she can speak on that. But
You ain't got nothing to say to know.
Let me say this. Let me say this, guys. Let me say this. Kev Hassan, it's kind of confusing for us to speak to Liberia. Seriously, I'm very, very serious tonight because this is not right. The census will go on. The census will go on.
Yeah.
Kev, you are not. Listen, let me ask you a direct question, Kev. Was yesterday or failure? The first day when the president put out a proclamation, 11/11/2022. You, Kev Hassan, was it a failure?
I would not go as far as a failure. I would say there's a you know, shaky ground, but it's not. I will not say a failure. No.
Will you call on the president, Kev Hassan? Will you call on the president to remove, fire those guys that brought disgrace to this country, Wilmer Smith and Lawrence George? Will you ask President George Manneh we have to remove them, to fire them for lack of performance, poor judgment, for the criminal behavior? Will you ask the president that these people are bringing disgrace to you? They have tied this to your re-election, Mr. President. I love you so much. I want you to fly, but you cannot fly with them. Kev Hassan, what will be your honest message to the president tonight? Why are you thinking on with those guys? Will you ask the president to let them to go?
My honest message, first of all, I will not ask the president to do what he's capable of doing. This president is a hands-on president. He know, even though he's away, but he's a hands-on. He know exactly. I don't think I should tell Judge Manneh we have.
No, we have a conversation. I'm not saying that you should give him the final word. You can suggest to him. You can advise him.
He capable.
But Kev Hassan, thank you. I don't want to waste another second of our time. But Mariah, let me ask you a question. And I know maybe you stay all of the country in Ghana or you have returned. I hope you had a very fun trip.
So you tell the whole world my location.
So I hope you had a very fun trip in Ghana. But let me ask you this, Mariah. It's very serious.
Also, why she's traveling all over?
No, I'm not going to answer our own reason. The president right now, Mariah, I would say, declared holiday yesterday, 11/11. Everybody stay home. The situation, people are waiting. Oh, they not come? Oh, they coming? Oh, I see some people up there. Oh, are they coming? But now here we are. Nobody showed up yesterday. Today, day number 2. Nobody. Tomorrow, Sunday, there will be nobody. You can call up say, I dare anybody to say somebody will show up. People will go to the churches. Day number 4 will be on Monday. Mariah, what are your thoughts on this whole mess of disgrace to our country?
I mean, my thoughts are clear. I've said it consistently. There's no substitute for knowledge. Anything you know is bigger than you. You know it, you know it. When the job big for you, the job big for you. Chicken way. It's just basic. This government has continuously denigrated and just sidelined and dismissed experts and professionals. This stuff is serious business. Statistics, census, Licious is our statistics house. It should be run by professionals, demographers, statisticians, people who have experience and expertise in these kinds of work. Not political stooges and I will say and muya and Papo Strong. That's not what these kinds of work require. And so if you put people there who don't know what they're doing, you're not going to get the job done. Facts. And we saw a clear example of that yesterday and even throughout this whole census process. When Madam Sharif took over in 2006, she had to conduct a census in 2008. This was after the war, and she still did it and did it effectively. 10 years, the Constitution requires after every 10 years. When this government took over in 2018, there was supposed to have been a census in 2018. They didn't conduct the census. They didn't do it in 2019. They didn't do it in 2020. They didn't do it in 2021. We're in 2022. They've had 5 years. Literally almost an entire presidential tenure, almost 6 years, to do this thing. And they still cannot do it. That's because of error. And so what's happening now is just, I mean, I'm sorry, they think that fast and it can have. When people ain't know that job, they know that job. And so everybody's not there.
Yeah, but you said Madam Sadiq got there 2005, she won 2006, 7, 8. She did a census was done.
Yeah, that's
so
what
we
I
can
said.
do the math. Joe, where got there when? 2017. 18, he took over. 19, 20, 21, 22. A few days to go to 23. And we cannot conduct census? Amen.
Well, how was Madam
No, we'll come back to you, my brother. Let's do the round table. Let everybody have the time to talk. Dr. Peabody, welcome to the show. We are back on day 2 with this census thing, Dr. Peabody. Listen to what Mariah just said. It's a fact in a way. When she took over in less than 3 years, census was done. Imagine it was after the war, though. After 250,000 people died, displaced people all over. Imagine that, Dr. Peabody. And we are yet talking about census day number 2, Jack. You are muted, Dr. Peabody.
I think they equally so. I mean, there is a problem here, for folks to know that the census have not been done. Equally so, there is a problem. And again, I think the government need to really redouble their effort and be robust in doing this census, because the election is months away. We haven't done a census, so I would say the government need to read it, because yesterday we gave it to the goal was we can't sit here and yesterday we said we can't sit here and say that no census, nobody was counted, maybe people were counted, we didn't know what people were counted. But what I would say, they need to redouble the effort. But let me look back, what Mariah said. I want to be fair about that. We have just come from war. Nobody knew what the population Liberia was. Election was going to be one of the first post-war election. President Salih did have a lot of support from the international community. I mean, you're talking about millions of dollars was coming in, and she had a platform that she presented that the international community, this is great. This is a beautiful platform. We want to support this, and she had the money coming in. Okay, there's no excuse for the government, but I think they need to redouble the effort. They need to do something now so that this census will take place. Because without the census, You just don't know what's your population. It will be problem for our election, but it will be a serious problem. The government need to be robust. They need to redouble the effort. They need to do something so that this census can take place, so that this whole legend saga can come to an end. They need to be more robust. And
Can I say with you a little bit, Dr. Peabody, before we move on, please? Is it because of no money? But I'm listening to your comparison, and Madam Study had all the support.
Yes, she did.
But is it because of no money? The international partners put in money.
Right.
They asked the government of Liberia for some. Government of Liberia gave what they wanted. I will ask everybody this question. Dr. Peabody, is it because of no money we are where we are today?
Well, I won't say that. I would say 50-50. You know, I don't know. The government had not come out to say that they have problems with money. The international community say, hey, we'll support you guys. We'll do all we can to help you guys. And let me say this. President Sally paved the way. Okay. She had a lot of money when she came in from the international committee. She paved the way. This could have been a smooth ride for the government because Sally had already set the pace for us to begin. But again, election is soon and it's coming soon. There is a need for the government to redouble the effort in ensuring that this takes place. I think it's about time the president set up a committee to review this whole census thing and make sure that it moves forward. We want to see it. We don't want
like that's what we're talking about, though, Dr. Peabody. But before I go to Dr. Richardson, can we fly on that? No money. Can you talk to us? You've been in this before, you know it. There's no money issue that led us to have 2 days of no census after the president proclamation.
Well, I don't. First of all, let me say this is. I hate to do this. I really hate it. I just wish I didn't have to do it, but I have to do it at this point because we're talking about 2 periods here. 2008, when Madam Salif did the census, like Peabody said, you had every eye on Liberia and every amount of funding coming in, all kinds of support. Fast forward, 2018, when President Weah took over, it was a new government. He made it clear that he inherited a broke government and a bad economy. 2019, the world was struck with a global pandemic, the size of which nobody anticipated. So everybody inside the house, 2019, 2020, who you going to check? 2021, everybody was trying to recover from COVID and get back on the path. We're in 2022. Therefore, you cannot say 100% that the government did not want to do that. Then you have to look at the trend of events. Now, we have a serious crisis going on in the world, affected mainly by climate change, global warming, the Ukrainian war, and a new path to all kinds of things. That is not an excuse. For me personally, what I see right now is mismanagement, incompetence. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about so you don't think I'm using big words. Incompetence. You take Wilma Smith, a guy with economics degree and accounting, and go carry him to where we're supposed to be doing geo-analysis and statistical data. Why you go put him there? To eat free money? Mismanagement. And that's for incompetence. Mismanagement. You buying generator for 30,000 when you can buy a Tiger generator for $250 to give it to each one of the teams to charge their gadget. You don't even know what you're doing. I mean, we can go on, but I think the government missed the ball here. The government did not take into consideration the warning signs. And as a country, we're going to pay for it, and we'll pay heavily.
We're trying to bring in someone that can speak on this thing. Dr. Richardson, if you listen to Honorable Fagon, and you need to understand, and Liberia need to understand, I don't think, and I'm siding with them, that those are not an excuse. to drive the conversation, the reason why we are where we are today. Because we passed all those 2018, 2019, 2020, COVID, 2021, 2022. Money was never the issue. Money is not the issue.
Exactly.
As they put the money there in the basket, those guys don't take the money out. As they put the money in the bank, we can show you thousands of reports. So money was never the issue.
True. I agree.
The guys then begin to dig hole and cover hole, dig hole and cover hole.
Stealing and then
the guys have taken the money. And today, numerator started getting no. They shouldn't have gotten paid today, Fagon. They should have gotten that certain fee long time ago.
A month ago.
Today is day number 2 for the guys then to be knocking on door in North Panton, in West Point, in Zwaju. Not the day that they start putting off $51.20. No. But again, Dr. Richardson, you can't really speak on this thing though. I think this thing should be on the president. Because how can a president sit there and just be quiet? Hey man, go back to what Fagon said. How can a president just sit there though? You sit and you're the power in the horse. You see your children fighting, killing each other. Your daughter get pregnant, your son on the street doing drugs, fighting, and you say about that business. Once I get my Hennessy SO, I'm good. No, Fagon, I said. Fagon, you're muted, Fagon. Your children are fighting each other, right, Mariah? And you sit back and you watch it. And say, okay, but then go ahead. I'm going to go in the room and put my phone again on and get my Hennessy SO by me. I'm good.
So, but the man got a speech with the country. Damn, what is
wow.
At the end of the day, we don't have a president. The country is on autopilot.
Richardson.
Nothing.
Dr. Richardson, go ahead. You come.
So let's look at how this president handled other situations in our country. Then we'll clearly answer your question: who is this president? And is this the issue of money, which we have established that it is not? Let's bring out the COVID issue at the airport, the $75 scandal. That is unresolved as we speak today. We have no idea, no documentation where that money went in an explicit way, in a transparent way. Let's bring out the most recent, which would have been the rice issue. People are still telling us the price of rice. They are still getting it at different prices. They told us rice was coming. We quite don't know the whole planning of this rice process. Nobody is speaking to us again about it. They just dropped it. In fact, they finished dropping the ball on that. They finished talking about it. Then let's go to the leches. How many times have you not on Spoon here talked about this whole leches issue? We had international people come speak about it. We have Alex who was here talking about it. It's just been like that. We had LSCC reports that said that these people were being accused of corruption. They just left that one. Then we had the whole printing early on in the government, the whole printing of money accountability issue that was there. He dropped it. The president dropped it. We had the American government came in and told us that our 3 people in the president's government that were corrupt, that they no longer want to do any transaction with them. We heard that you are suspending these 3 people. That won't go in the air. Jeddah Coca-Cola, Jet Breeze. Okay. So this tells us that this president he's not able to job. Somebody has said this is not his era. Good governance is not the president's era. I have given you a list of things that he has poorly handled. He has shown poor leadership ability to bring our country forward. He has disgraced our country. That's what he has done. My good brother Fagon said he would bring in a new management team. I believe that it's a waste of money. We already have a burdensome financial situation going on right now. Bringing a new management team to work side by the people that we have right now would be another waste of money. Let's just get rid of them because they add no value to the process right now. We can collect the key from them. A very straight management can collect the key. We're bringing people who know how to do the job, not people who do not know not people with economic degree, people with statistic degree. They will help. They'll do well. Now, let's go to the international community. Look, a country, the international organization will buy us how we sell ourselves. They will only help us the way that we help ourselves. Right now, we have sold ourselves very low. We wanted people to take our hand. They're giving us money is bad enough. They wanted to take our hand and feed us. Okay, the food that you're giving us, they say, feed us the food that you're giving us. How we sell ourselves is how they will take us. At this point, we can use the international community as a management company. As you said, they're what they're there for. So we don't need another management company. So this president failed us. He doesn't do the job. Let him just continue riding private jets that he used to ride. Continue drinking his SO, as Stanton said. Continue, you know.
No, the president drinking XO. I say you get Papa in the house.
Well,
Drinking XO.
Well, I don't want to say let him continue enjoyment. And we the people job, like people, they may able to job that I wanted to tell you.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Yaka Koluba, and then I can bring Mariah in. Someone said this to me. Few examples, and I think you went to that few days ago, maybe today. During Ebola, when things were not working, President Sadi replaced the team and formed an incident management team, separated completely from Ministry of Health. 1. 2. When COVID-19 response was not working, this President George Manawia, he formed a new team and removed the leaders that was there. Fagon, you were in that government at the time.
I was in the team.
You were on the team. You were part of that team. Mm-hmm. The best is get rid of those two guys or all of them that continue to steal. So then Liberians will have some trust and belief in the system, and they will open the door when they see the new team. What is Eric Williams? The man that continue to cry. The man spent all his years doing this work. Where is he? They sideline him. As per latest document, their own framework, Alex Williams should be the acting director today. He should be the acting director today, director general today. Why up to now it should take everything in Samuel 12 and the president to sideline him, Alex Williams? Just because he's saying the truth. Just because he said, I don't want nothing. Just because he said, I built this system. I can work this system. Why they sideline him? Why they think that he the only people they will work with is Wilma Smith
control
and Lawrence George. Yeah, Lawrence George stole 30,000, both of them. He and Wilma Smith. Samuel 12 didn't do anything. The Liberian government didn't do anything, and they bought a rotting generator that lasted for only 3 days. Every day, those guys cook at religious compound. Every day, the women go there to cook for them. And the people on the field are eating. Every day, they make withdrawal to pay to serve. 1,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. And the people can get $51.90 as a sitting fee. How can Liberians stay home and say, we'll stop our hustle and we'll respect and be a law-abiding citizen? And we beg the Liberians, say, just stay home. Give them the chance. These are the things, guys. And we need to talk about it.
Yeah,
there will come a time that we will tell Liberians to say, you know what? Forget them. They are not serving in your best interest. Go on your hustle. Don't stay home.
All the business people that lost money yesterday. All the people
it's crazy.
All the students who had to stay out of school. The schools taking midterms from Wednesday to Friday. Friday they had to cancel their midterms for this mess. All the disruption in normal activities yesterday. To what end? To what end? Who's held accountable for this? In any serious government, whoever advised the president that they were ready to do census and he should declare a holiday, heads should be rolling. If the president was serious about his job, he should be holding people responsible. The same way the president lied and said rice was in country for up to January. Again, nothing happened because whoever advised him that rice was in country, he couldn't even take action. This is a trend, and the person ain't care. So the people there around him will not care. They will tell you anything. Then you can't tell the Liberian people, hey, turns out he lies. They don't care. Who suffers? The very poor people. You know how many people didn't go out yesterday to hustle to feed their children in our weekend? Most time people can go do their weekend hustle on Friday. NFL.
Just left. No balance. Honorable Yeka Koluba.
Yeah, but Stanton, you were on the show when the finance minister was on the show telling the Liberian people that there has been no money stolen from Legis. And he's the chairman of the board. The chairman of the board has said there's nothing missing from Legis. So you think somebody will be sacked to that place? Nobody will be sacked to that place. People have been misplaced in this government. You got incompetent people that do not have interest in the country. You know how much revenue the government lost yesterday? Stanton, you know that the Lebanon government waiting for the 100 million that World Bank can give every year to be able to pay salary. No money for them to pay salary. World Bank can give 100+ million every year to developing country. Now the money Samuel to them waiting for right now. And the money Samuel to them waiting for right now. So they can say, oh, we'll pay the people by December. We'll deal it all at once. We have not taken pay. They put sit there and eat the people money with all no remorse. Stanton, let me be very frank with you. I have given up on the people. I have a truck. They prepare my musical set. My truck will go around from place to place, and they put to not waste their time. There's no census. Let them go hustle for their family to eat. You will see that truck out. I will call a press conference tomorrow to show the truck. I bought a mini pickup like flat bay. No,
I thought you said yesterday.
No, I give up on you people. No, I give up on them. Any way you want pass it, man. No, Omofago. They government look like Opaso. When you close in the other hole, boss it from the other side. So you can't help them. Any attempt for you to help them, they will disgrace you. So that I'm going to have a press conference tomorrow showing that truck. The truck arrived yesterday. I'm trying to build my musical set on it, mobilizing and creating awareness for opposition. Telling the people to go on the hustle. There's no censor. The people eating all the money, and the money waste their time.
Let me. You know what, Fagon? I understand where you're coming from because we all ask Liberians to stay home. But Fagon, how long will we beg our fellow Liberians to stay home? How long will we see our country goes down in flame? How long you think former Deputy Minister Eugene Lamin Fagon, we can stand and say, just hold on, just a little more, just hold on. Yesterday was a disaster. Today is even worse. Tomorrow is Sunday. Our international partners just gave up about 12 days. We've run 3 out of the 12, 9 days left. Should we be the one again to tell and say, hold on? Where is our president? Why is he not speaking? Okay, let's say the president not speak. Where is the chairman on the board, the finance minister? Why is he not speaking? I cannot be the mouthpiece of opposition and imposition at the same time. I got to represent the Liberian people. We got to tell them the truth. I mean, I agree with Yeke Koluba, but it's coming to the place that we can say, you know what? You go on your hustle. It's unfair. This is a country that most of them don't have jobs. When they have jobs, guess what, Yeke? They are not getting paid on time. They got to go get SIM card to call Fagon to send $50 here, $25 here, call CEO, call Kev, call everybody, say, help me, I'm hustling. And you're going to allow them to stop the hustle.
For nothing.
Did Senator know that people were lying when he asked the president to put out that proclamation? Did the president know that he'd been deceived? And after he got the information that nobody did census, what's the message to the president? Former Deputy Minister Eugene Fagon. Take your 1 minute and talk to us, please.
Well, these are some of the things that when you hear people say they don't know what's South Fagon on. You heard me defend the government just now, but hey, I'm a nationalist. I'm not a UPist or a sedition when it comes to my political ideology. I have an ideology. I'm a nationalist. Maybe Yakula is a conservative or a liberal. Maybe you yourself may be a libertarian.
Liberal.
You are liberal?
I'm a liberal.
Yeah. You see? So we all have different political ideologies. But, you know, my thing is a group of guys around the president will put tape down and make the president recall his speech or recall his address to the nation.
Hey, man.
Wait. You asked me a question.
No, go ahead, man. I'm starting with you. Let me mute myself. Talk to us, man.
And they will allow him to go to the world body, practice a speech, and deliver it superbly.
Okay.
But in a crisis like this, don't you think a 5-minute address to the nation from his base in Qatar will do the trick? What's wrong with these guys around the president? The only thing they want to do that choo. Fagon finish building one radio station. Yeah, to what Fagon say? No. It's time to break that cocoon. Somebody needs to talk to the country. If the president is not doing it, at least information minister, no. Deputy, no. Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, who's talking? No one is talking. It's like the country have been abandoned. President away, Vice President away. I don't even know whether the defense minister is back. I don't know whether the police director is back. The country, like she said, is on autopilot. But even when a country is on autopilot or on a plane, it's controlled by components and it's programmed. So who's programming this plane on autopilot that don't see the significance of talking to the people? I hear you saying, my dear brother Stanton, are we gonna tell the people, you go on your hustle? You think they're waiting for you to tell them? You think hungry men will tell you, hungry men can wait for you to tell you, go look for food?
They go
when I
on.
see hungry men tell you, say, I will wait until they don't tell me go hustle. The people started hustling today. Even yesterday by 12, they put already in the market. Now you supposed to tell them before they eat. Now you
Thank you. Allow me so much to tell them. But Fagon, with that line, let me say this to you though. It's not a matter that we telling them. We are fighting for calmness. We are fighting for that peace that surpasses all understanding.
Well,
it's not about us telling them, say, don't go hustle or stay home. We don't want to be to that. Listen, it's other rest crisis, if I go. People are calling for mass protests.
It's still a crisis.
All right.
No rest.
No, but we saw it when in the heat of the crisis, we have to calm the storm. But Fago, you understand? Let me go to Peabody with this one. You understand that sometimes you just got to say, yes, ma'am.
When you're telling the rat not to eat the cheese, tell the cheese to not smell.
To not smell.
Well, the cheese will smell, the rat will eat the cheese at the end of the day. so
long Mariah said I would tell you. Not all Chinese men can fight karate.
But you see, but let me say that to Peabody though. Don't follow these guys now with their plenty parables. But I will say this to you.
I'm telling you.
All right, but it seems to be like you don't want to mess with them because you don't know who's who when it comes to karate.
I said not all Chinese men can fight karate.
But Dr. Peabody, you know, it's no place right now that we all going to laugh and joke, but we're going to just sit down and be very serious, man. This government failed the Liberian people again.
I think I agree with Minister Fagon. The president should have, even a day before the censor, before he declared the holiday, should have come on national radio and make a statement. Say tomorrow, this is what's going to happen. Or even if the censor did not take place, the president should have been involved in motivating the people of Liberia.
What time you not do it before?
You know, come on and give a speech. Even the regular way he gave his messages, he could have done that. Record a message, send it, and let the Liberian people know that hey, our president spoke to us, this is what happened, these are some of the glitches that we had, and it didn't happen. So speak to the nation. But also let me say this. This is an opportunity for the opposition. But do we have an opposition that will be strong? They were in court fighting among themselves. So who can Liberian people look to? If you say, hey man, George, we are not doing what he's supposed to do.
Let the man speak. Mariah, let the man
who
speak.
Who can Liberian people look to now?
Let the man speak.
Who can Liberian people look to?
You're not saying opposition.
Mariah, let the man speak.
We saw 5-6 months of court and division. So it's the Liberian people, and they're crying, but there's nobody there for them because the people that told was going to be there for them, they're all scattered around. So
let me tell to people, and I had a conversation with a brother today, and we were discussing on this issue. Seriously, I had a serious conversation with the brother. We're discussing on this issue, and we said that, you know what? Where are the oppositions? So let's dive into that question. And I beg you, Mariah, I beg you, Kef Hassan, we'll remain quiet and we'll have a good conversation on this one. Where are the opposition? Let's agree that the government failed. Let's agree that the government in a place right now that you need a strong opposition to beat them. I beg you, I'm appealing to you guys. Let me go to Fagon first. Then we'll do the round table again. Former Deputy Minister Eugene L. Fagon, where are the opposition in this?
The opposition, you asked me where are they, right?
Yes.
They're currently holding a meeting in Bokonima. Whenever they're done, they will return to the capital. And if a strong man like Yeke can walk away because he sees that they don't want to agree, he's not saying I'm not in the opposition. He's saying you scatter trees or scatter plot in this equation will not make it. I'm not going to waste my time. We need to come together. You a man who talk about the Bible. The Bible is clear. It says that where 2 or 3 come together, there I'll be. If 2
come together in my name, I don't want that.
Yeah, but the house divided among itself will not work.
Cannot stand.
Cannot stand. These are all attributes of the current crop of opposition we have in the country. So as far as I'm concerned, when we talk about opposition, we're looking at people who have a counter or opposing view to a political ideology or a political system. But in the case of Liberia, these people have counter views to each other. They are either going to court, fighting each other, dividing their parties, and at some point in time, not even existing. The worst of its kind now is some Liberians are being paid less than $50 US. They don't talk. A census is going down the drain. They don't talk. Rice crisis, they care less. The situation of corruption, they're not part. So when you name all of these things, you ask me where are they, I tell you where they are. In Bokonima. There's absolutely no contact. There's absolutely no cohesion. And these people are only existing on paper. But in reality, they are in absentia. And what needs to happen is the fact that Yeke have drawn the line. He said, I'm not saying I'm not opposition, but I'm not going to be a one-sided opposition. Don't put me in liberty, unity, or alternative national country. Don't put me in anyone. What I'll do is I'll remain in opposition, but I'm not going to take sides. Until you guys are united, I'm out. So the opposition in reality does not exist. Individual parties does, and they are doing nothing.
So let Lebron listen to us tonight. Let me go to Fagon. I'm sorry, Yeke, and I'll come to Kev. Then I can go to my sisters. Yeke, you wrote a letter. You sent out your resignation. And we got to talk about it, though. Is it because the opposition failed you on these national issues? They are not speaking. They are not speaking. They are not speaking the language, telling the Liberian people, giving them directions as to the way to go. Nothing. So just talk to our Honorable Yeke. Talk to us, please.
Stanton, let me appreciate all my opposition leaders. I respect them, and the respect is still there. But Stanton, when we want to bring the opposition together, for me, I got interest in bringing them together. I can't be one-sided. I got to be with everybody. I got to talk to everybody. I got to push a message for everybody because we want the opposition win. And that is what I said, Stanton. The people don't know what I have done. The truck came in last week. I got it parked from my place. Where you got your truck, where I park your truck is parked right there. I'm going to do a press conference. They're facing the musical set. You give me all your old card to pack them because you got.
I mean, how you face them?
We'll try to do that. So I bought that Friday to put musical set on it. I bought 11 speakers already. I got my musical set, everything. They're facing the iron bar to put the look. We need to put some tension on this government. We need to put some tension, and the tension will have to come because Stanton, the president have started campaigning, and we need to campaign. The message will be: do not re-elect Ambassador. We are give the opposition the first chance. That's the message. Honorable Koliba say, and I'm going to find a way to feel that.
Honorable Koliba, you're not a stand-up bearer, my brother. Let me talk to you a little bit now. You are not a political leader for any one of this party. Now, you declare yourself to be, no affiliation to any one party. So you are Yeke Koliba opposition. That's good. But where are your political leaders?
They are here.
Part of them.
They are here.
Why they have not spoken to the Liberian people?
They are here. One good day I know the opposition will come together. They are here.
I understand that.
In every institution,
Liberian people are in the river right now. They are going down. They are drowning. Who there to help? Give them a helping hands. Where is Cummins? Where is Waka? Where is Tewan Gonglo? Why they can speak? You remember this Madam Salif we're talking about, and you remember CDC. And this was CDC on the other side. Listen, they go crazy. Someone will be in jail. I beg you, Mariah will come to you now. Mariah will come to you. So Honorable Yeke, my question remains though. If this was CDC, guess what happened? They were going to take on the street and put casket on the head and move up and down. Boba Mother were going to be in jail. Jefferson Kojo were going to be in the NSA. And this is how hard those guys used to fight. But I will ask you, what's going on today?
The opposition is strong. They are here. Like I always say to people, the way I can move or the way I talk, people will not talk the way I talk. Even in the house, they got people that are.
We don't want somebody to cause my cause or my cause. We don't want someone speaking on the issue.
Yeah, but they are speaking, Stanton. Have they not spoken?
Give me one instance since the legislation started when Bwaka addressed it, called a press conference. They may ask him questions on the legis, comments. When did he call a press conference and allow the folks to ask him questions? Tewan Gonglo and the rest of them.
October
31st.
Okay. Thank you. Mariah, you have your time.
Okay. Then let me say this to you. I remember when the political leader of the ANC went to I think we're in the Carisbrand or in the Congo settlement. He met with the religious people and he talked. It's all on social media. He met with the religious people and they talk. Opposition will be opposition.
So
if I'm speaking, that means opposition is also speaking.
My last question to you, then we got to move on. But what about your uncle, Joseph Yima Bwaka? Have you heard him say anything?
Stanton, people are talking. If Joseph Bwaka don't talk,
you pointed out Mr. Fagon. They may call instances. Communist went to Carisbrand, he spoke to religious people. What about Joseph Yima Bwaka, Ambassador Bwaka?
Stanton. Yeah. If Ambassador Bwaka don't talk and Mo Ali talk,
we're coming to.
I'm saying something.
But have you spoken? Have you spoken?
Well, I can't say because most often when I go on, I just scroll through Facebook and see some things.
But you understand what I'm saying? But you're saying that Cummins spoke.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. And it's on Facebook.
For interaction. You didn't see it.
No, I'm not seeing it.
No. Okay, Honorable Kev Hassan. Kev.
Yeah, but the reason the opposition will not speak on the issue because they don't have anything to say about it. But then we challenge them.
Joe, yeah, I guess I need to do it.
Mariah, you give Kev Hassan this Saturday.
They will not speak. They will not speak on it.
What do you mean they don't have anything, Kev?
Let me give you an example,
please.
A message. Mr. Cummings' message, and to his team that he go around talking about corruption and other things, right? And what we saw in Nimba, sitting with a man that on the TRC report, with the allegation of corruption. So you're telling me that he can speak on it? He's speaking on corruption, right? You say corruption as an example. But today there's a picture, if we can put a picture up, sitting beside a man that on the TRC report, there's an allegation of corruption on that man, on Louis Brown. So how can you speak on issues that we will ask you the tough question? So they cannot. They don't have the moral ground to speak. What they do is they send out they segregate them around to test the water. And they use other people's mouth to chew the pepper. But they cannot come out and speak. Let them come out. Let them come on the show. You've been beating on the government. Let the political leader come on this platform and let's ask them the question. And Stanton Witherspoon, they will not come. They will send a surrogate there who have the flippant surrogates them around who will come and just talk. That's all. They get a loud mouth, the big noise. They say this, they say that, but they themselves can never speak. Mr. Cummings, have you heard Mr. Cummings going all around for war crime? Have you ever heard Mr. Cummings talking about war crime? Have you? No. Because you know we'll ask him the question. Your team. Have you heard Mr. Cummings talking about any other thing? This, the government on this, because he get guys them who we can pull their record. So if your message and what you're doing don't work together, you're probably in some limbo, and that's what they are right now. They cannot speak. So you will ask that question, but they will not speak. So I ask the question: when last you see Mr. Cummings talking about war crime? They cannot speak.
Okay, so let me go. I want to save Mariah for last. Let me go to Dr. Richardson. No, you know what, Dr. Richardson? You come in last. Let me bring in Mariah. Mariah, the same question. And you heard what Kev said, though.
What Kev got to say? Kev, at the end of the day, sometimes I don't even waste my time on Kev. I think the Liberian people know Kev for what he is. Because for Kev to sit there and talk about Mr. Cummings being silent, I thought he was trying to confuse Mr. Cummings with a Bobo president who has got a speech from the Liberian people, doesn't say anything to the Liberian people, has been Bobo for the last 5 years, continue to remain silent in the midst of crisis. And Kev wants to talk about
the issue and forget about the Bobo is now.
No, but he said they've been silent. Bobo is the same as being silent.
Yeah.
But let me get to my point.
Why you get to your
point. Let's talk about who's really been silent. If we want to talk about leaders in this country who's really been silent, the person who has been silent, like Bobo, is the president. He doesn't speak to the people. He doesn't hold press conferences. He doesn't have any.
She's not answering the question.
I am speaking.
Answer the question.
Answer the question. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold on 1 minute. Answer. Listen.
Why Mr. Cummings talking about
listen.
A war crime? When has to be a war crime? Answer the question.
Kev, you cannot interrupt her like that. If you want to come back in, you will come and leave her. No, she got to speak.
We got talking about a person being.
No, don't do that, Kev. Don't do that. Continue, please. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Let the woman speak. Let the woman speak. No, Kev. No, she got to speak.
She did that to me.
No, but leave it. Leave it. She got to speak. You will come back.
Okay, I will come back.
Yeah, Anthony Yakula, go ahead, please.
Let's soup was singing to the what thing Joey has saying, where do. Bobo president is what making you vexed because you want to talk about my political leader not speaking when your president is a big Bobo. He doesn't speak to that. He's never even had a press engagement where the media people were able to ask him questions. He doesn't engage his people. He doesn't talk in the midst of crisis. And you have the audacity and the hypocrisy to sit on the show and talk about leaders not speaking. Let's talk about Mr. Cummings speaking. You're the same person that said Mr. Cummings holds press conference all the time. You're the same person that said Mr. Cummings release press statements all the time. He consistently is the only political leader who's consistently held his government feet to the fire. As late as October 31st, first. He was speaking on the issue of the census. He was speaking on the issue of the biometrics. He was speaking on the issue of the poverty in this country. He was speaking on the issue of the bad governance. He's continuously held this government feet to the fire. You even sat on the show and said, we're not discussing Cummings today. Today, Cummings spoke. Nobody even discussing him, blah, blah, blah. And you want to sit there and talk about Cummings not speaking? What did you drink today, Kev? Because it probably did something to your memory. For you to sit on the show and talk about Mr. Cummings doesn't speak. You know who doesn't speak? The only person your president can speak to like you. You not call a speech from Liberian people. But you can be brave to sit on the show and say you talk to him every day. But the people who elected him, they don't deserve to hear from him. And you want to sit on the show and talk about who not speaking, who's sending surrogates. What are you? What are you?
Thank you very much, Mariah. Thank you.
Of surrogacy.
Give me 10 minutes.
None of them are finished speaking, my man. We had a conversation before.
I'm asking you.
But you cannot interrupt him if you ask me.
You cannot interrupt.
Yes,
I'm ready for you now.
But listen, Mariah, hold on 1 minute. Kev, you will not do this.
I just asked you for 10 seconds.
But Kev, I already promised I will come back to you. She must speak and she must finish her thoughts, please. Mariah, finish your place.
Thank you. Mr. Cummings has continuously talked about war crimes court, and he said it. Anybody who has to go to war crimes court will go. Whether you have main president, you have main president. When the time comes for you to own up to whatever you committed, and there's evidence to prosecute you, they will be persecuted. Unlike your president, who got evidence on my guilt and Twitter and CFOS that international organizations with credibility have investigated and found to be corrupt to the core, and he's still protecting them. He does not want Ministry of Justice to prosecute them. He does not want LCC to even investigate them. This is the person you want to talk about saying one thing or not to the other. Your president enables corruption. He enables crimes against the Liberian people. He enables the bad governance that is happening. He enables every single thing. Like, oh, the people for the president. Who people for who president? Who people for who president? When who president, the buck stops. So you recently, we sit in this country and act like.
We'll come back to you. Thank you. We'll come back to you. Let me bring in Dr. Richard Sen. Then Kev, you can wrap up on that. We gotta go back to Fagon and the rest of the team. You have to wait, Kev.
So
I promise
I want to emphasize.
Okay, what I want to do, Kev.
I want to emphasize.
Hold on 1 minute, Dr. Richardson. Kev, you were here for Dr. Richardson, and you were packaged there.
I want to emphasize what Mariah said on October 31st. If anyone can remember, Mr. Cummings did speak about the census situation. He said in his speech that since 2018, which we have been talking about, that this government had an opportunity to work on the census and they didn't. He said we has fooled around with the conduct of the National Housing and Population Census. Less than a year before the presidential and general elections in 2023, the administration, which is what we are talking about today, is still playing around with the conduct of the census, which is a constitutional demand. And he says no president of Liberia who will not obey and honor the Constitution deserves to be called or to be regarded as president. So, for your information, Liberians, Mr. Cummings, as Mariah said, has been the one who has been constantly speaking as an opposition. He alone has said so many things and has held this government feet to the fire. And also, Kev, just so you know, Mr. Cummings went to Nima for a funeral. Common etiquette will tell us when you go to a funeral, you don't carry a crowd with you there. That's what you learn. When you go sympathize with people because somebody.
But what the funeral business coming in now? We talk about Mr. Cummings speaking.
Because Kev said when two persons went to the funeral, you mentioned something about showing some picture. So I'm just trying to tell him that.
No, he ddidn't. He just said Louis Brown was sitting with Mr. Cummings. I just don't want us to go off. This thing is too juicy tonight. I know you get reinforcement to kill Kev.
No,
let's stick to this.
I'm just trying to tell him what happened. It was what he missed because he keeps on talking about this crowd politics. That's what he's starting to show it. And I'm trying to tell him that common exposure, decency, etiquette will tell you that when you go sympathize with someone, you don't carry a band. You don't go sell T-shirts or give T-shirts to come support you. Otherwise, you appear to be rude. Okay, so that's what happened when Mr. Cummings went to certain places that he saw. Secondly, every day kept on the show and talk about Louis Brown. Wasn't it the same Louis Brown were running We Are campaign? in 2017. Have you forgotten that, Kev?
Thank you, Dr. Rich. Kev, let me come back to you before I go to Minister Facon.
2017 was Natal McGill. Okay. Let me say this. CEO, whenever you ask a question and the person, I'm talking about a chief of staff, not just a common somebody, you know, a chief of staff cannot even speak on what Mr. Cummings.
Did he say cannot even speak?
But Dr. Richardson, don't do this. Dr. Richardson, don't do this. Dr. Richardson, don't do this. No. Dr. Richardson, I will mute you. I will mute you. Don't do this. It's not fair. I stopped Kev for you to speak.
I don't know. You know.
It's okay, Dr. Richardson. Don't interrupt the show. It's okay. Don't interrupt our show. Kev, go ahead, please.
If Mr. Cummings cannot even speak on the issue, right? Cannot even speak on the issue, right? That happening in the country as we speak right now. Cannot even come out and play politics with certain things by sending surrogate out there. Even when you open your mouth to say something, they kind of want to change it to something else. You know, when you say something, they're bringing something in there. That's not what.
You know, number one just came out.
That's not what.
Go ahead.
That's not what I was speaking of. What I'm trying to say is that you can have a press conference every day, but we are not talking about the frequency of having a press conference. What in that press conference you talking about?
Even when you read it, you're not comprehending.
When you come, right, and you talk about, war crime, that's your message. You talk about.
Go ahead, Kev, speak. I'm trying to bring you up from Kev. You got to pull them two in the back. Well, I hope I know how to do it.
But you know, so we understand. We can pause a little bit.
You see, when folks out there watching our show, I see how much you can go hard on me for not interrupting. You basically yell at me here to.
But I just said it to Dr. Richardson too.
They're doing it. It's not fair.
It's not fair. You are quite correct. It's not fair. You are right.
But hey, it is what it is.
This is a slippery slope. These are women too now.
What we're talking about is when you're leaving your message or when you're saying something to the people and doing something else. I went to the Louis Brown issue. It's on the TRC for corruption, allegation for corruption. Then you come and telling other people they corrupt. How can we take that kind of person serious? How can the surrogates will come and talk about certain things? That's why Mr. Cummings cannot come on Spoon Talk, because we will pull out the report and ask him. I call for Mr. Cummings, and I'm going to be putting a countdown to Mr. Cummings on Spoon Talk. But you know, instead,
that's how it's done. Yeah,
he will send his flippant surrogates them to come and just talk. So holding press conference and deceiving the Liberian people are two different things. So we are not talking about the frequency of holding press conference.
Thank you, Kev. Let me move on to the rest of the guys.
We're gonna go back to the census issue here. Kev, we're not distracting them. The
We are
topic
talking
says
about
census day 2.
Thank you, Kev. Let me bring in. No, let's see what this one. What I bring in Dr. Peabody, Honorable Koluba, and Minister Fagon, because you guys had your piece on it and they listen to both of you. Dr. Peabody, you go first. Opposition not speaking. They are all ANC folks said Mr. Cummings speaking. Nobody can confirm whether Ambassador Barker have spoken. Tewan Gonglo, Sima Freeman, and the rest of them. But that message about what is happening in the midst of the rest crash, everybody when rescuing people say one or two things. That power, that fire wasn't there in the speech. Likewise, the religious issue today we are talking about. The president called a proclamation. Where was Mr. Cummings? Mr. Cummings was in Nimba. So even if they're coming to him to do a censor, he was in home. Joe Weah was all of the country. So let's put all of that in the picture. Talk to us, Dr. Peabody.
You know, as I said earlier, it was the president needed to come up and give a speech and say something about what is happening in the country, the censor, whether it took place or not. But equally so, even though Mr. Cummings did give a press conference the other day and all of that, I think they should come up with a stronger verse at this time that the censor did not take place. You know, what I believe, you know, we can disagree. I can disagree with you. And that's why people will not know, because I don't support any political party. And that's why people will find it difficult to understand my side. So, I mean, if the CDC does something right, I would definitely come up and say they did something right. You can cuss me all you can. I mean, ANC, I would tell them, UP, I would say that. But let me say this, okay? It's about time that the opposition to try to engage this government on some of the things that are happening in the country, okay? Even if the government will not engage you, make that effort. You can say, hey, we made effort. We try to schedule a meeting with the president to talk to him on the state of the affair of the country, how the country is going, what is happening, and they refuse. That's a plus for you. That shows you have interest prior to election taking place. These are some of the things that we want to see happen. You can engage the government, okay? But we can always sit back and let this thing happen and then even making a statement, but make effort to engage the government. They will not want to talk to you, but make that effort so that you have a point so people can say, you know what? They made that effort to try to meet with the government. Opposition doesn't mean you are enemies. Definitely, you're not enemy. Okay? But here's my failure here. That's my point here. The failure of the opposition to stand together, leave a vacuum within this country. Liberians don't know who to look to. And what the old saying goes, the devil, you know, sometimes better than the angel, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's it. Make effort. Be robust. There's a national census. If I was in opposition in that country, I would call the Liberian people to comply. If the government don't do that part, then I hold them responsible. But they need to be more robust, engaged. And there's a lot of things that happen. We see the country where it's going. We'll make effort to engage the president. And I have not seen it from the opposition.
Wow, let me bring in, before I bring in Honorable Koluba, let me hear from Minister Fagon. Minister, you heard both arguments though.
Well, I'm just sitting here and wondering, watching the ANC sisters go against the brother in blue. And if you look at the crux of the argument, the premise laid is who's talking and who's not talking. And it's not about who's talking and who's not talking. It's about what's happening. And how do we tackle what's happening? And like I said before, folks will prepare the president to address the world. Folks will stay home and prepare. I was there, I know it. We will do the recording, we'll play it. This is the point we are at a point in time where the people are looking for someone to say something. Right now, can anyone on this panel tell me what's going on? We don't even know. We sat down here last night. We did not have anyone from Legis to tell us whether there was a census or not. Today, the whole day went by. Nobody came up to say, listen, today, blah, 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 nothing. Tomorrow, everybody will go to church, eat hog ass, knickknacks, and cabbage mixed with green peas and mixed vegetable salads. And then they will prep and come outside the front door and be ready for work tomorrow morning. The people will know nothing. And so you talk about the opposition and you're asking, why are they not talking? Well, I might sound like an opposition figure tonight. Pardon me, but it will just be the truth. Sometimes when people talk, and nothing happens, sometimes too they get tired. Don't you agree with me? But you cannot get tired. You keep telling somebody this is not right. These people are not good. And the person not listening, then sometimes you just decide to wait until the time comes when they can hear you. And they will hear you at the box, the ballot box. That's the language maybe they understand. But as far as I'm concerned, I've said before and I'll say it again. There is no cohesion, there's no organization, and there's a high level of dysfunctionality within the opposition. And I'm not speaking in terms of individual parties, because I don't want Yakula to come back and say, no, not the ANC. You know, the ANC got all the broke people. But the Liberian people said, for Charles Taylor, you came my man, you came my pa, I will vote for you. When Ellen came, they said, Mama, come in, let Papa then go sit down. When George Weah came, they said, you know book, you not know book, we will vote for you. So it means the people already told you they're not here for too much book business. What's stopping you from talking to your people? Right now, I am torn between Stanton, a protest that is planned for Monday. Most of the government ministries, the people are going to wear black and come out. They're not going to be violent. They did it on Friday, and they promised them Monday, and they said they will continue on Monday. Why? Because our government told people that nobody will make less than $100. Lo and behold, people are making less than 50. And the people that are making less than 50 are both from the ruling party and individual parties within the opposition. And nobody's talking for them. Rice went from $13 to now almost 30. Gasoline went from $3.50 to now almost what? $5.20, $5.30. So school fees went up. Here is the trick. We ran a budget of almost 560 something million. We told the whole world that this money was not enough to take care of the country and pay these people. Therefore, we were going to cut these people money by half. We did so. And when we did so, guess what? We increased our budget to 700, almost 800 million, and put the taxes on the backs of the people whose money were already cut. If that was in America, I'm challenging you and Kev specifically. You will hear the Democrats or the Republicans saying, you can't cut wages and raise taxes. In our case, for a small country, small government, we cut wages and we raise taxes to the point where we now operate a budget of almost 800 million at the disadvantage of our citizens. Who's talking? Nobody's talking. So when you come up against a man like me in a debate, and you think I'm going to say silent me concerned? No, I'm going to tell you, say you play by the rules. You did not say anything then. It means you were complacent and you enjoy what happened to your people. Therefore, like Peabody said, majority of the people say, we'll stay with the devil, we know ya, until we see the angel. It's time for the angel to come outside and say, I'm Gabriel. It's time for the angel to come outside and say, I am Gabriel. If you don't say you're Gabriel, then of course, nobody will struggle with you. And we see that every day. So I will say the opposition will have to come together. We don't know when. Yeke said, Yakula said in our heart, it will never happen. The Unity Party making on your platform, it told Kumis apart. So they stay going back and forth. That's why for us, some of us
don't allow me to die.
Everybody, my witness here, you say you spoke for yourself. You didn't speak for the ANC. You say anybody to that kind of thing to you personally, either you, that person will not be their friend. You will not be your friend. We agree with you.
The only person I can tell for comprehension problem is Kev, but not you. That's not what I
no.
said.
Okay.
I said opposition can work together, but in terms of friendship, for Cummings and Boyka to be friends again, if it was me, that would not be so. So that's what I said. Don't misquote me.
If that were you, it would not be so. But you know who you are? You're the chief of staff.
I said friendship. I'm not.
That decision.
I said friendship. I think the opposition working together. So clarify because how you can carry misinformation. I clearly said I support opposition working together. I said that.
We agree with you. Why you won't be talking plainly? Let me finish my
because you won't lie on me and not that.
I will lie on you. You just clarify it and I want to on.
Okay,
you
clarify it.
Opposition can work together. For Boyka and Cummings to be friends, it left with them. But it our you. You will not do it.
Exactly.
And you know who's that? That the chief will start talking, the person who will carry the letter. Therefore,
but hold on, Mariah, let him mention it now. Mariah, let him mention it. Thank you. Mariah, let him mention it. Yeah, Mariah, stop interrupting the man, please. You gotta stop. Let him mention it. Fagon, you got the time. You got the time, Fagon.
Supposed to receive the letter. To carry it to the man in the
I think you're making a very good point, Fagon.
I don't receive letters. We got administrative assistant.
Mariah, you gotta stop interrupting. You will have time to respond. Let him finish.
But he might not mislead the librarian.
But it's okay. It's okay. You will respond. You will respond.
To
get back to your issue.
I will get back to the issue. You know what the issue is? The chief of staff said, Anna Cummings, I cannot speak for the ANC.
Correct.
As far as I'm concerned, opposition can work together. But it our me.
I will not do it. I will not do it.
And that woman supposed to receive Joseph Boyka letter that's supposed to tell Cummings.
Yeah, can you mute yourself, please?
So, by the time she received the letter, I said, look at the other one here. After he finished costing the man, carry the man to jail, I will tear it. That should be tearing it.
Oh, Fagon.
I'm giving you demonstration of how people who not happy. So you finish telling all you fair power way it will never happen. And you know what? If the chief of staff in the office say if that hot, it will never happen. Forget it. She love her boss, so she will do everything to make sure.
Do you think through her the boss is speaking?
But how far?
They should have Cummings show tonight. Y'all been talking about your flawed census.
Mariah will come to you. Fagon.
You've been talking about the flawed census.
Mariah will come to you.
I'm not a person. Wait, let me say something, Dr. Francine. Let me say something, Dr. Richardson. I'm not a person from outside, man. I'm from within. And I challenge anybody here from the day they plucked Maggie for in the president's office, this government collapsed. I challenge anybody to a debate. I challenge anybody to
a debate. Okay, Minister Fagon, answer my question. I got to go to Honorable Koduba.
The chief of staff in the office of the president or the candidate tell you, say, brother, I like you. Forget it. Your letter will not reach. Your conversation will not reach. Your phone call will not reach. Your ambassador you sent will not see him. Nope. They will. Let me speak up in English. Pardon me. They will deter you. And Yakula right next to Cummings say it at me. It will never happen. Forget it. Certain people will come to Cummings. They're not going to reach him. Because you know what? She's the principal assistant to Alexander Benedict Cummings. And anything, you know, Jesus Christ said, I am the way,
the truth,
and the life.
No man come to the Father. No.
When you say something, watch yourself.
Fagon, I'm begging you, please. You just brought in that quotation.
Oh, okay.
It makes sense. Even the pastor they forgot about that quotation. Okay. Jesus Christ was saying, I'm the only man you got to come to before you can go to God.
That's it.
I'm the only man you got to pass through me before you see God 5 fingers.
That's it.
Mariah said, you know what, though? I'm not Cummings, though. But if it were me, hey, man, Fagon, I respect you for today. He said, she said, if it were me, Anthony Morayo Kou Yakula, I would not do it.
I didn't do it.
That's a checkpoint. So Morayo said, if it were me, Yakula, right? I get a checkpoint. See, you know what? If you look at the thing, she said, Mr. Comey will not even lay out on that letter. That arrangement will not happen. But brother, you get another 10 seconds. If I'm going to finish up, we'll go to Honorable Coluba.
That's the reason why no one messes with Finabono in the government. Most of the people were afraid of Fina. I the only one I afraid of her. I saw her grow up. What did she get do? Because there are certain people with proximity to the leader. You really don't want to mess with them. Your phone call will be blocked. Your letters will be blocked. Your messages will be blocked. You see, Yakula, that let me speak like very English. Yakula like Arizona coming him there. Anywhere he go, he carry. And Yakula is the statement that Jesus Christ made. He said, "No man cometh unto the Father but by me."
So hold on, Fago, hold on 1 minute. Hold on, Fago. Mariah said, no Louis Brown. No talking about
You said we didn't receive it.
I didn't receive it. Sure. You know what? Because let's take Joe for this. Fago, you just laid the thing up very well. Because it is important for people to know. For you to call for opposition unity, Mariah must approve.
What can I do?
Same Mariah has declared it can't work.
No, that's not true. I said opposition should work together and they will work together. I spoke to friendship. I said when it comes to the personal friendship and the business, me, I would say, hey boy, you trying to destroy me, I will not be friends with you again. Simple. I get on, man.
Representative Coluba got to go, please. He have not spoken. Representative Coluba have not spoken. Go ahead,
I will still respond to your
Okay, stand on. Let me say this for the record. I'm not going to be in the habit of discussing my political leaders. The guy that spoke people, the ANC guy, the spokesman, the Unity Party guy that spoke pricing, the ALP guy that spoke pricing, and the Liberty Party guy that spoke pricing. So anything I got to do with what interview they have, what press conference they have, who talk and who didn't talk, I think you can liaise with their office. They can make clarity on that. I'm here not to discuss any of them, but to bring them together and to make sure there is opposition in this country. That's what I got interest in. So when we can go to the religious issue, I'll be pleased to discuss it. But when it comes to my political leaders, I'm not going to be a part.
How many political leaders you have?
I got Honorable Alexander B. Cummings, Honorable Boakai, Honorable Ure, Honorable Yombli Kanga Lawrence, Honorable Taiwan Gonglo. They plenty because they are in the opposition.
You're a free agent. You're a free agent.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm in the opposition.
You're in the opposition. Guys, well, it's 5:48. Yeah, that will be 10:48. We got 12 more minutes.
No, Dr.
Francine spoke first before Kev. They all spoke.
No,
Dr. Francine, you spoke. And we all finished. Let's wrap this thing up. Mariah, spoke. Let's just move on. We want to say it was a beautiful show. We're going to open the phone line. We hope we can get folks to call in. Then from there, we'll do our closing. Nelson, please. Mariah, you do your closing. Let's open the phone line.
Not let's talk about 10 minutes talking about money. We'll elevate the conversation.
We will. Come back Monday. Nelson. That's it. Open the phone line.
Yes.
It's not fair though. Yeah, you can sit down. We can't talk.
Legends Day 2. Nobody forgot United States or something. That's it.
Yeah,
open the phone line, please.
True. You're saying you talk all right.
That's it. Open the phone line. Take calls from Liberia. Yeah. Let's take calls from Liberia. Let's understand what's going on with census.
Okay, folks, you're listening to Spoon 107.5 FM. We're coming to you.
Is that only Spoon? Spoon, Fabric, and Super. Name them.
Yeah, definitely. So we're also live on Fabric 101.1 FM. You can call tonight on 0555-101075 or 0777-771075. So we take our first call here tonight. Good evening. Yes, go ahead, sir. Hello? Good evening. Yes, go ahead. Please step away from your monitor.
We gotta go. Take the next one.
Hello? Good evening. Yes, go ahead. You're live. Okay, go ahead.
I would like to thank you for very much. You know, the opposition really because of that. If I'm alive, I will not accept opposition with it. There's nothing, and you might, but you cannot even bring 1,000 people. You cannot be right for him.
Okay.
Some of these things, some of my message, and you take the ball, people, it's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please stick in the confines. Stick to the confines of the discussion tonight. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. You live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Donald speaking from Banana Junction.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Theo. Theo, we are sure everybody enjoying that we are here. But Yakula and one other lady was spotted at show. Let me tell you the truth because you're not serious. So take that from this show, I beg you.
Okay, let's take this person here. Please speak to the conversation tonight. Good evening. You live. Good evening. Hello? Hello, go ahead. Please walk away from a radio, please. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, you know, still many people are talking, still many people listen. Like I always tell people, the idea of any organization is corrupt money. The entire organization is corrupt money. The reason why it will not go on is because somebody who is not able to things get at the country. Because people thought you know to play football where we do all of the aware, it was like football thing that we can stand and all. This is something we're talking about.
Okay.
When you went away from where you go, look at that, then you want to go to the
Thank you. Thank you.
That's why the person better.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You're live. Okay.
I got the first thing is, why you feel like you know how to speak to people who have no culture. Our culture is place that we should respect our older people. I'm supposed to be correct, she might be the youngest on that platform, the local platform, so don't lie. I don't see show morality. She must say, look at the death for that. Why the people doesn't have
Can you, hello, can you speak to the sense of discussion that's going on tonight?
I will speak to I don't know the way that issue.
Go ahead.
She can talk to other people like that.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
The issue is census. I have said, I have done many shows and said, the guy in Women's Smith is close to everything. I said to somebody, he's the most corrupt that even has ever seen in my life. Women's Smith. It's over because I have known for many years. Women's Smith is, I think by now, you should be into prison. Let these things serve as prison.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Father Bleeding and I call for Bishop Church.
Go ahead quickly.
I'd like to say thanks to the school family for putting on the opportunity to LLC. You know, I'm looking for Minister Fakon. You know, the message is good, but the message of Minister Fakon, we have seen all message. So I think the message they get something to do because talent is not something for me. But
Thank you.
I know there's the push of President and giving the 10 issue.
Listen, is that listen? Listen.
But basically, I think the alternative point of the entire argument should not be the issue of hello.
Yeah. Just wrap up quickly. Wrap up.
Yeah. The argument should not be coming. Coming has given a how you want to lead this country. Be fair.
Thank you.
There might be a few issues, but Kumi has an agenda that is clear.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nelson, let me ask you a question. Is that from, we understand you guys doing everything since the likeness strike. Is that from the studio, that sound, or is the caller?
It was actually from the caller, but we...
So take another call, let's see, because I think I need to make some adjustment.
Yeah, we're still doing adjustments as well.
I know, take one, let's just try it and see.
Good evening. Yes, we're live. Go ahead. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Ali Chadi, and I'm calling from District 3.
Okay, Ali.
All right, we're gonna stop here because I know that's okay. That's all right.
Okay. Sorry to hold you there, sir.
We rather wanted to take a lot of calls, but we can't.
So the caller can't finish his thought about Mr. Cummings speaking on issue.
Hey, Mariah, don't go there.
You cut it off.
Mariah, don't do that, please. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Mr. Cummings, people, don't do that, Mariah, please. Nelson, I understand that. Let me say this because of you guys are still working on the issue, folks. We have Uni Fabrics and Spoon on. Super stayed down since the rain, the lightning strike, the entire compound. And I also heard that it affected DSTV. I don't know how true it is, but we'll do everything we can to get back on starting tomorrow. Because they are working seriously on our network, they are working within the Spoon compound. We will have to let go of the Spoon Talk tomorrow, the one-on-one with the CEO, and God can bless anybody tomorrow. Our scheduled guest will be speaking to him, but we'll have to just let go. They have to get us ready for Monday. And thanks to everyone that checked in. We are okay. It was just a lightning strike. We had to buy a new bowl, transmitter, and whatsoever. So again, we're getting back on track. I want to say thanks to everyone. Let's do our closing, guys. Nelson, thank you very much.
Before we do our closing, Stanton,
Yes.
before we do our closing,
Yes.
I need to address a few things. First,
But you gotta wait now. You gotta wait.
No, this is not closing. The callers to Mariah, I have the right to respond.
Mariah, wait. Mariah,
Stanton, if I can respond, then let me go now.
Okay,
But
Mariah,
I'm
you
not
want to
my closing.
go. But Mariah, you gotta wait. I am not done yet. You just, you
You are going to a Yakan, and that's why I said I needed to respond.
Nobody's leaving. We always do. So if you speak now, it means you're doing your closing, though.
No, I can address the callers
But
in
it-
my closing. They address me,
But then
so
you
I need to
have
address it, and then everybody can do the closing.
Mariah, everybody going to speak on what they heard from the callers, and you have the time to respond to Eugene Franco.
The callers.
We'll incorporate this in our closing, please. Representative Yeke Koluba, you want to go first? Mariah, please. I beg you, Mama. It was a
No,
long
you did
day.
the same thing when Eugene Fagon got done talking his tapata. When I wanted to respond, you said no, you went to the lines because you wanted to call us to
Exactly,
attack.
because I
So
want
now
us
that
to
they've
have the
attacked,
time.
no. Now that they attack,
So
I got to
Mariah,
respond.
Mariah,
First things first.
wait.
Let
Mariah,
me
we
say
shouldn't
this
go
to the
back
caller
and
that
forth,
says she
sister.
apologize. I will never apologize for telling
Mariah, we shouldn't go
that they
back and
lied
forth.
on
Honorable
me.
Yeke Koluba, can
No,
you
we're
come
not going
on,
back
please?
and forth, Stanton.
Honorable
I
Yeke
think I should
Koluba,
have the
please do
right
your
to address the
closing.
callers.
You will,
Stanton.
Mariah. Mariah, you will. Please do not
Yeah,
hold
good
us
night.
down. Back you.
Yeah, bye. It's been great. Yeah, have the rest of the show.
Let Mariah
Then that's
talk.
what you
Just give
wanted.
Mariah
Good
time.
luck.
Have a
By
word
the
for
end of-
that. Have a word
Because
for
this
that,
makes no
Mariah.
sense, Stanton.
Mariah will
Apparently,
not
this
do
is
the
part
back
of what
and
you
forth.
wanted to do. So you've done it,
Mariah
you
will not.
succeeded.
Mariah
So
will not
great
do the
job
back and
tonight.
forth.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah, bye. Because
Okay,
at the
Mariah,
end of the
All
day,
right, do not leave.
no, at the end of
Mariah, bye.
Love you, bye.
Yeke Koluba, you want to do your closing?
I want to
Honorable
use my
Koluba,
time
please,
to
do your
Mariah.
closing. Huh?
Thank you,
I want to use
Yake.
my time to Mariah.
You're gonna yield your closing time to Anthony Yakula.
Yeah,
Anthony Yakula, you have Anthony
Thank you,
for the sake of the show.
back time. And incorporate that into your closing too,
So
please.
I'm not incorporating into any closing. I'm going to use Yake's time to
Mariah,
address
if you
what
go
I wanted
first,
to
that's your
address.
closing.
Then I'll have my time. So because Yake using, so I don't have my time.
Mariah,
Yake is using
stop.
his time to me.
Mariah,
So
stop.
that means I get
That's
to
your
speak
closing.
twice.
We gotta go.
Yake's
It's 6
time and my
o'clock.
time.
It's
Okay,
11
so
o'clock in
Yake, you're
Labrador.
closing then. What you saying?
So Mariah, listen to this. It's 11 o'clock in Labrador.
Yes,
It's
I'll
6
be
o'clock
clever.
here.
What you want, man?
Stop holding our time. I'm begging you. You will do your closing
I'm not
another
holding any
time.
time.
Just finish up.
Yake says I
Okay.
should close. I
But
should use his
you know
time.
what I wanted to do? I wanted to set you
So let
up.
me
Let
use
everybody
Yake's
finish
time.
speaking. Uh-huh.
No, thank you.
So you want to use
So,
your
thank
time
you,
and
Yake.
come back and talk again?
So I don't have a time.
But Mariah, don't mess our show up, man. Don't do this.
Who's messing the show up?
Don't do
Yake got a
this.
slot. I have a slot. Yake give me a slot. That means my slot
Mariah,
disappears.
everybody will talk one time.
Stanton, let me
Everybody
get
can
to the
give you the
issue,
start,
man.
but you will talk one time,
well,
please. So just wait 1 minute.
No.
I'm begging you. Yaka, you got anything to say?
Okay.
Yake,
Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
see.
speak, Mama.
Let me see to the Liberian people that the census, I think it's in the interest of the country by the way we are proceeding. And there was a counting that went on. You saw the recording I sent to you, right? You didn't play it. Stanton?
Yes, go ahead.
I sent something to you. They didn't play it. There was a counting that went on. Mama Labrador and what they bought name? E and Logo.
Okay.
When they went to go check Mama Labrador for the census, they started to ask her how many times she brushed her teeth, how many times she flushed the camel. I think the census like what Kev was saying.
That's why I didn't play it, Yaka.
Look, all serious no sense, Stanton, we need to be careful in the country. We need to treat the Liberian people the best way, because I don't think the Liberian people voted for us to make mockery of them, to make fun out of them. It's not right for the Liberian people. Yesterday, the Liberian government lost a lot of resources, a lot of money should have been paid for the upkeep of this country, so people could be paid, but it went in vain. And Stanton, let me say again today, Monday said there will be no census. The enumerators will not go in the street on Monday or neither Tuesday. They will not go in the street. I am talking to the people. So for me, I have decided put musical set in the street. Tell the people to go about their normal business. The country hard. They put in to go hustle. When the people get ready, then we'll call another time. But we can't keep the people hostage. No money to eat. The rest price go up. The government is saying they will pay us December 15 for October, November, and December. They will pay us December 15. You see the timing when the people find food to eat. The husbands, the people that are taking care, they're not taking pay. People making $40 US per month and all those kind of things there. They can't even get a $40 on time. Then you make them to sit at home. Stanton is bad. We are in the opposition. We will speak. The campaign has started. As long as I get the musical set ready, the opposition campaign has started. It will start. An election commission will not do nothing, because we sat down here and Ambassador, we are saying they must gain second time. Second time means vote for me. And we will be asking the people to not give him second time, to give the opposition the first time. And the opposition will do better in the country. I want to say thank you and God bless everybody.
Honorable Koruba, hang up with us. Don't leave. We'll soon wrap this thing up very, very quick because we have to go. Let me bring in Dr. Peabody. Dr. Peabody, please.
Well, it was a great show, guys. And I like the fact that we have different views on the show. We agree, we disagree. You know, that doesn't change anybody. The fact is, I just want folks to know that we can disagree. But sometimes you guys, you go so personal, you want to cuss people using these bad words and stuff like that, folks. You know, nobody getting paid in Liberia for no party or no government. Everybody here is professional. They work. The CEO worked very hard for what he was able to bring out. Dr. Richardson has an excellent career. Kev is employed. I'm employed. The other guy, everybody's working. Nobody's let's make this show enjoyable. But you can't be cussing the females. You can't be cussing us. You know, I'm a different kind of guy. I mean, you hit me up, I hit you, I'll hit you up too. So don't see us bad and complain, you know. So be careful how you insult people, because some of us can hit back too. But it was a great show. I'm calling on the president to make a statement. If that the census did not take place, just speak to your people. But I'm calling on also the opposition, try to engage the government on some of the disagreement you may have. Engage them. Being an opposition doesn't make you an enemy, doesn't stop you from speaking to your friend and stuff like that. But tonight was a great show, CEO. Thank you very much.
You know, I appreciate that you spoke on those issues. We are all just sacrificing. We are all just giving in our time. Help us make it better. We are not enemies. We are all Liberians. And we should all respect each other's views. Joe Manjala, no one is idiot. If you continue, I will block you. As much as I appreciate you on our set, I will block you, because I understand we should be professional and respectful. They say, I'm going to give you a pass today, but I will ask you not to insult anyone on this set. Dr. Chinwe Richardson, ma'am, can you please?
Yes, I'm going to ask the audience to please bear with me as I close in. First of all, I want to encourage and stand with all of you who have called for respect on this show. I was raised by two people who value respect. And so when I come here, I don't throw my weight of what I know and what I don't know, or how many letters I have after my name, or where I've been and what I've been from mat to mattresses. So when people come on this show and talk about articulation, subject and verb matter, I don't correct you. I know you're saying something sometimes that don't add up or make sense, but I don't make it my business to correct you. In fact, I act like I don't hear it. In fact, I even resonate with you because I know there are some people that you represent their views and you represent how they behave in Liberia. So I just wanted to get that clear. This is how I respect people, how I relate to people. And that's why I'm on this show, because I tolerate and practice the idea of inclusion. When I have to be Dr. Richardson or someone with letters after a name, trust me, I do that very well outside of here. Now, let's go back to a few questions pertaining to the show that Stanton asked. He asked, where's the opposition? Are they speaking? Yes, I pulled documentation, and I had other people that sent me documentation that Mr. Cummings has spoken several times on several different issues. And he gave the government multiple recommendations, but does the government take it? Does it accept it? I think Fagon alluded to that. He said, you can talk. You know, if somebody don't want to change, you can't change them. You can't take a water, you can't take a camel to the water and force them to drink. And specifically, if you track back on June 19, 2022, Mr. Cummings spoke about this census on his Facebook page. As Mariah also alluded to, Mr. Cummings spoke also in October 2022 about the census, and he predicted exactly what is happening. Let's not try to put the failure of the census on other people. I think we try to do that a little bit, distract the Liberian people. We try to do that here a little bit. The failure of the census it falls squarely on the feet of the government. And that's what we need to be talking about. This government failed the Liberian people. They failed the Liberian people miserably. It's a disgrace. I feel such disgrace as a Liberian speaking to other Liberians right now. They have not done anything right in our country. Even for the president to make recommendation for opposition, he fails at it. Come on, example, the airport. You see who he recommended for the airport? He failed at that. What is going on? And this is what you Liberians need to ask yourself. Why is this government so incompetent? Why are they unable to do a job? But when it comes to going out of the country, traveling for 20-something days, the government is able to do that. When it comes to giving people money at a tune of $2,000 per day, we have people coming over here and telling us, oh, we gave him 2,000, or we don't know how much we gave him, and think it's okay. It is not okay. It is not okay, Liberians. This is not how a government functions. The government hire incompetent people to do this, to conduct the census. And I tend, to most of the time agree with Mr. Fagon about his thoughts on Liberia. But this time around, Ms. Fagon, a new management team, when I cut it, we need to fire them. As I said earlier, the government is already burdensome financially. Bringing a new management team, that means we got to pay, we won't pay for his incompetency. Meanwhile, we have the international body monitoring us. I don't want to pay anybody for the incompetency. It's bad enough that we're paying President Weah money every day for the incompetency. We don't need to do that again. Now, the government failed at letting the Liberian people know the value of the census. And we here at Spoon have said, this is very important. I urge Liberian people to take it very important. If they do go to your door, answer them. The value of the census is good for policy making. It's good for health care decisions. It's good for building of infrastructure. It's good for education. It is good for the control of the disease. And it is also good for the way how money might be allocated to our country. We get a lot of donor support. And sometimes when the people talk about international standard, the reason why we have the international body involved in our census is because it values them as well in terms of how much money they give us. So to close, I think we need to be respectful. I think that we need to fire. I will conclude by saying we need to fire this team that they have, bring in a new team that will be data-driven and people-friendly. They need to empathize with the Liberian people for staying home. Come out and say, my people are sorry, we took your hustle away from you. Okay? But we need to get this right. We need to do this. You need to come out and appeal to the people and let them know, as I told you, the value of the census. And lastly, call those enumerators back. Call them into a big hall, even if you got to take them to the multi-complex building, and talk to them. Tell them that you are also sorry for wasting their time, and you got to arrange with them some kind of payment schedule, some kind of way where they will value the people or equipment that we are borrowed, that they won't sell it. You have to do that in order for us to move forward. And so, my Liberian people, I respect all of you, and I hope that you respect the call to go out and abide by the census, the enumerators' request of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. We appreciate your closing. Kepa-san.
You see, this is the problem that we're facing. And I think we'll have to discuss some of the stuff behind closed door. But we have to understand something. It doesn't mean because some of us choose to support this president, then we are dumb, we cannot comprehend. Even we'll try to make something taken wrongly. When I said Mr. Cummings cannot even speak, I was talking about the issue. And my sister, Dr. Richardson, attacked me. She thinks I'm talking about this. His way of speaking, his English is that. That's not what I was talking about. Attack me.
Yeah, you said you actually said I could not.
Dr. Richardson, let us go. Dr. Richardson, do not interrupt. Dr. Richardson, let him close. You will come back. You can make correction when you come back. No, seriously. Let's stop the one now. I'll give you a chance. You'll come back.
I was not talking to you. No. We did that. Stanton asked a question of Fagon. Somebody asked a question about what the opposition doing. I was talking to Mr. Cummings. He cannot even speak on the issue. I will not attack a doctor. a well-landed woman. I would not do that. I'm not stupid. I would never do that. I respect you, Dr. Richardson. I will always respect you, despite we're on the show, because you are a very intelligent woman. I would not do that. I was speaking about Mr. Cummings because he's not speaking to the issue, not about the way he speak or whoever speak. I don't do that. But we get that a lot. They attack us because they're saying, because some of us who support this president, we dumb. We can speak. We okay. We are okay. But one thing we do know how to hear about the people out there. I saw a post today, and the person said, the opposition spoke about the invisible pact. They said it was wrong. But why we are there and the children playing basketball? What are they doing there if they say this is wrong? And I said to myself, I said, you know what? This president don't think that way. You oppose him, he will still do things for Liberia. You oppose the invisible pact, but you go in there with your children to take pictures and play. You know, you oppose the 14 military hospital, but you still go there. You oppose a lot of things. Dialysis center. But people are going there. Everything this president do, you oppose it. But you're still going there. So for us, we will accept it. We accept every insult. You know, I see people on the live field. If they're going to block everybody that insult me, we probably will not even have a video. We probably will not even have it. Because every day people insult me. They insult, you know, my mother, they do everything. But I will take it. I will accept it. Because I know that history will put me on the right side. I know when I drive by Invisible Park and see children playing, I will smile and I will quote one of my tradition women. She always say, let the children play. You know, a lot of people say me quote today. Today is the day that my sister was buried. She passed away this 15. You know that. So I came on the show because we want Liberia to be a better place. We want Liberia to be a better place. We all have different ideas. We all. So I know we get attacked. I know they attack me. But I want Liberia to be a better place. So I will take the insults. I will take everything. You say I cannot comprehend because I don't see your way of politics. So exactly, I would not, in your mindset, I will not comprehend because I don't see your politics. It's okay. But if I come here tomorrow and say something bad about the president, they will say, oh, Kev Smart. The same folks today, I remember one day, I went in the room, I wake up Fagon. I say, Fagon, the people insulting you. Fagon said to me, Let them do it. Let them do it. He's one of the Fagon is one of the person keep telling me, let them do it. Don't worry about it. I used to get angry at Count to Fagon, he will laugh at me. He said, you know anything yet. But today, he right there. Today, the same people say, Fagon, I agree with you. I agree with you. But the same people who put Fagon on the lynching pole, the same people put Fagon on the firing squad politically. But the same people are praising Fagon today. It ain't changed as the same Fagon. It ain't changed your name, oh. But you do that every day. But we will not tire. We will come out. I come out on the day that I was supposed to be sitting down mourning the death of my sister. But I come here to talk for Liberian people. History will judge me. History will judge me. Thank you.
Thank you, Kev. Kev, thank you very much, man. And again, have our sympathy for the time. Yeah, how you doing, man? Have our sympathy for the time, and we just want to pray that you remain strong, okay?
Sorry, Kev.
Yeah, I didn't know, but I'm just going to, Fagon, can you close up the show? Can you take us home?
Thank you very much.
Hold on, Fagon. I think Mariah is back. Let you go first, then you can take us home. All right? Anthony Yakula, please.
I prefer Fagon goes first.
You want to yield your time to me?
I'm not yielding my time to you. I'm giving the order, and I'm asking that you go first. I would like to go last.
Are you okay? Are you okay with that, Eugene, or you want Mariah to go first?
Ladies first. I will not do that to her. Ladies first.
Thank you. Mariah, can you please go first?
Sure. I guess Fagon gets to decide. When a guest or panelist says something that is clearly misinformation about another panelist or guest, what I know to be the culture here is for that person to have the opportunity to correct the misinformation. And we sat on the show tonight when Fagon spilled misinformation about what I had said. And when I tried to correct it, you said I was interrupting him and I will have the opportunity to speak after he's done. When he got done and I tried to correct it, you said you were taking calls and the show was about to end. When the callers called and I was supposed to respond to what they had said, since about 3 of them had attacked me based on the misinformation Fagon had spilled, and Yeke yielded his time, you said when I speak during Yeke's time, I will not speak during my time. I think it's clear to the listeners tonight and the show what the intent was. But let me make a few things clear. Nobody on the show cared about, worked for, fought for opposition unity or working together more than I did. When Boyka Jaliba came up with this idea of opposition working together in 2018, I was one of the few people who was contacted. The CPP today that we have, the very first meeting about CPP coming together and working together was held at my apartment on the Old Road. The CPP working together today that Mr. Cummins is now heading, I was one of the few persons who was on a committee to go to speak to political leaders about them coming together and working together. I was on the CPP's validation committee to make sure that document was put together before it went to the lawyers. I worked along with many others to make opposition work. And when it did not, it was unfortunate. When others felt they could not stay in the CPP and the opposition couldn't work together and they left on their own, That was their decision. We stayed in the CPP. We've made the CPP work, and we've made the CPP what it is today with 2 parties gone and 2 parties left. I put my tears, my sweat, my time, sleepless nights with many others to get CP going. So if the opposition is not as united as it was with 4 parties, and you finally have this vision of opposition working together, it gives you no right to cast aspersions on others who've done the work for years, for something that you didn't even want. You, Eugene, was in government. When you denigrated and dismissed the very same opposition today that you talking about working together, when you became opposition, after you lost your job. So when I say that the opposition can and should work together, but when it comes to personal friendship between political leaders, that's on them and that's their decision. But if it was me and someone who was once a friend took me to court and tried to destroy me, because everybody mute themselves, I'm hearing, and tried to destroy me, I would not rekindle that friendship. I meant it. Friendship is completely different from working together as opposition leaders and opposition parties. And when we talk about comprehending what people say, it's not just listening to respond, it's listening to understand what they mean. And unless you intentionally chose to misinterpret what was said for propaganda purposes, because of your era, that's on you. So when these scholars call tonight and attack and tell me I should apologize to tell you lied on me, I would never apologize for lying on me. I ain't die yet. I'm right here. And you lied. I never said opposition should never work together or that it would never happen if it was me. I said the personal friendship to get back to being friends again with someone who tried to destroy you and testified against you. That Mr. Cummings is a better person than I am, because I will not go back to being friends with someone who did that to me. And I mean it. And the people who've been friends with me before or friends with me now, they know my stance on loyalty and on friendship and all that. And I said, but in terms of working together, you don't have to be friends to work together. The people you work with at your workplace, they're not necessarily your friends, they're your colleagues, you work with them. Friendship is a completely different thing. But we focus so much on friendship in this country because the analysis around friendship is something that we don't understand. We use friendship for so many other things. We use friendship to stall competition. We use friendship to fight transparency and accountability. Oh, I'm a friend, so I can't do this. We use friendship to keep people behind. Oh, you can't compete. Even businesses, your friend in a business, so why you want to do the business? Friendship is productive. It's not counterproductive. It's not backstabbing. It's not disloyalty. It's not fighting your friends. It's not trying to get them jailed. It's not lying on them. And if someone does that to you, they're not your friend. And so if you're calling for people to be friends again versus people working together, those are 2 different things. Yes, they can work together, but if it's me, I will not be friends again. Simple. And if that's your understanding of saying opposition will never come together as long as I'm Mariah Yagula, that's on you, not me. And just to the callers and the people who call Mariah this, Mariah that, I'm not selling ice cream to make everybody happy. I would never expect everybody to feel the same way about Mariah. And this show will never be about Mariah. So whatever you feel about Mariah, that's on you. What you project on Mariah, that's on you. Mariah is Mariah. That's not going to change. Some will like her, some will not. And that's just what life is. But what I will not sit and allow is misinformation on what Mariah said or what Mariah didn't say, because as long as I'm still living, I will speak for myself. And nobody will lie on me when I die. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mariah Yakula. Minister Fagon, please.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you to the Liberian people. Thank you to all of you, my fellow panelists. The reason why some of us are lawyers, like Anthony Yakula is an attorney, Dr. Peabody, Kev, everybody got an area. When you step into the political arena, man by nature is a political animal. Aristotle said that. And you're coming up against a politician and you try to play Tabata, you're in the wrong arena. Here is why I say so. Yakula has all the opinions about George Weah and the CDC. When did you become a government official to have an opinion? When did you become a seditious to talk CDC matter? They asked me about my opinion of the opposition. I gave my opinion. Then you asked me, when did you become an opposition? Do I have to be an opposition to give you my opinion? Is that what you're suggesting? Tonight, Yakula have made another blunder again by doubling down on the fact that you don't have to be friends to work together. Tell me the enemies you've seen working together without peace. You have to pursue peace at all times. You said they cannot have a personal friendship, but they will work together. What are you trying to suggest? That these people will father enmity. They will be enemies and lead our country? Is that what you're suggesting? I did not lie on you. You have come back and repeated the same thing I said. You said if it was you, there would be no personal friendship. And that's what I'm speaking to. You came back again, you doubled down on it. You said if it was you. But you know what? It's you. You are the chief of staff. And this is my subject matter, which makes you the principal assistant to the leader. And I'm not saying it as an opinion. By law, by our constitution, it is. And you think if you harbor that kind of hatred in your heart for someone you thought wants to destroy you, and you say you're not going to work with them because they try to destroy you. If they destroy Cummins, they destroy you. If they destroy ANC, they destroy you. If they take ANC to court, they take you to court. And you are harboring such hard hatred against this guy. Let me say this. So she don't think that I'm just beating on her. Look at what Yeke did. Yeke said, I'm not here for that. But when they call the Unity Party guy, and Kev is my witness, when Kev started hitting him to say what makes him different from Cummins, he drew the line. Cummins don't have numbers. Cummins not this. Cummins not that. What if you put together a collaboration, an alliance, or build a coalition? All the nasty things you, the UP chairman, said about Cummins. Will you stand in front of the Liberian Post to tell them that Cummins is the man they should take as VP or president? Will you? Yakula, you are saying that in your response, that if it was you, it's you. You are the chief of staff in the office of Cummins. If you hate Joseph Boakai so much, will you carry a cup of coffee to him? If that's how much hatred you harbor for him, will you take a cup of coffee to him and say, Chief, here is a cup of coffee? We need to be careful. This is politics. If you don't have the skin or the heart for it, back off. But you have to be savvy and you have to be careful on your utterances. They have the potential to drive people away or attract people. What Yakula experienced today was an attack from the same opposition members, not seditions. They were angry. And tomorrow, ANC people will be angry with that UP chairman. Liberians are not looking for that. Last, what I will say is this. Yakula, you can't say somebody lie on you, then you come by and say the same thing, that if it was you, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man cometh unto the Father. And I'm telling you, as long as you're the chief of staff in our office, no letter, no phone calls, no messages. I'm not talking about a personal phone. No document. Nothing goes to Kumis unless through you, the chief of staff. And if you make an utterance, that seems to suggest that if it were me, I'm saying to you, it's you. So if you're not going to continue
You lied. You lied. You said, I said opposition will not work together. Was that not what you said?
No, go back
that
to
I
the
said
tape.
if it was me, opposition will not work together. Should we go back to the tape? Were you biting down on what you said?
Tomorrow. I'm saying no, I did not.
You lied. You said Mariah said if it was her, opposition will not work together. And that was a
Fagon, can you finish up? Can you finish up, Mariah?
Let's move on.
One guy wrote on the feed. Go check it.
Go ahead, Minister
Fagon.
Fagon.
Listen to Yakula. As soon as Fagon start talking, Yakula will come back and say she must stop. Go read it there. And exactly what the guy predicted, you done it.
You've talked for over 10
so
minutes.
Let me
finish.
Let Fagon finish. I beg you guys, please. Fagon, can you please finish up?
Let me finish. Or everybody talk with audience giving them time. I can't talk. You say the more give me time. I say ladies first. You say Fagon get the last talk. You want to be man or you want to be woman? You want to be president or you want to be vice president? So let me finish. This is what I have to say. The opposition are dysfunctional and disorganized at this point. It doesn't mean they will not come back together. Anything can happen. Okay? But at this point, if they continue to destroy themselves by going after each other, they will feed the ruling party with enough ammo to dismantle and dislodge them before they even get to July. And they are doing that. On the issue of Legis, and let me let Yakula go. She's not a politician, so I will let her slide. On the issue of Legis, you see, I feel what Dr. Francine said when she says, fire them all. And I'm only saying, if you jump in the middle of the census and fire them, we'll start to look for things we're not so look for. Just put people alongside them. And lastly, but not the least, Anthony Yakula, there's a reason why you are an attorney. And I like your fight stick and your resilience. I like the fact that you're a strong woman. But there is a difference between the courtroom and the political arena. When you step into this arena, I just gave you small zero. You couldn't handle it. You are on my tough. And anytime you come to play on my tough, know that you are playing away. And you have to respect that. When I go to the courtroom, I spy you. I will not even want to enter. When the person say, Fagon, why you don't want to enter the courtroom? I will spy and say, you're cooler inside there. Because I know you know the law. But when it comes to politics, actually, you are a good person, but you are a beginner. You have not reached the 6th grade.
Thank you very much, Minister Fagon. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, guys. Tomorrow will be Legis number 3, day number 3. But sorry, because we are fully restructuring and rewiring all of our network at the central office. We will be off tomorrow, but we'll see you guys back here on Monday. Monday will be day number 4. So we'll be monitoring if there will be any activities tomorrow. We'll bring back everybody on this set. Ben Senvi, Tumani George. He's at a funeral. We wish his family well. Ben Senvi, today his daughter celebrating her birthday. And we know they are having fun. But Yeke will be back. Fagon will be back. Mariah will be back. We all will be back to discuss the issue. The census is for 11 to 12 days. We have now gone into day number 2. Sunday will be day number 3. Monday will be day number 4. We hope the government can do something or say something. But we are watching. Till we meet again, let God bless us all, yeah? You'll have a good evening. Good night. Thank you.
Good night, guys. Have a good one.
Okay, folks, we want to say thanks a lot to you out there for being a part of this edition of the program Spoon Talk here on 107.5 FM. We've been live on Fabric 101.1 FM as well, and on all the online platforms. So till come your way again, this has been the Spoon Talk. Of course, I'm Nelson Colette, and James Kude Floma has been in the back end. And so, James, have a good night.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.